Chapter 1334. Eh? What's that multicolored mist? One of them stared in shock at Zhao Feng, who was shrouded in smoke. They could not see through the mist with their eyes, and not even their divine sense could see what was inside. They can't see me? Zhao Feng could guess from the trio's reaction. So this tool can hide my identity. Zhao Feng instantly understood what the little thieving cat was trying to do. This tool truly was what he needed right now. Almost everyone in the Heavenly Demon Hall knew what Zhao Feng looked like. But the Heavenly Demon Hall believed that Zhao Feng was a member of the Spacetime's Sacred Land, so they had overlooked the possibility that he was the ninth God Eye. The more Zhao Feng understood this faction, the more he realized how much they desired and pursued God Eyes and their descendants. It was much easier for Zhao Feng to move around now, and the danger was much lower. You too, for trespassing on the treasury, you won't be able to leave today. Capture them! The three pursuers shouted angrily. Metal-piercing light sword! The eyes of the red-haired man in the lead flashed with multicolored light, and several golden swords that could pierce through all things shot out of them. Chaos Origin Divine Fist! Zhao Feng circulated his Chaos Origin Divine Power, and used a powerful combat skill. Chaos Origin Divine Power was extremely unique. It contained many intents and characteristics, and almost no energy could counter it. But Zhao Feng's Chaos Origin Divine Fist was only able to last for a few moments before it was pierced through by the golden swords. At this moment, a translucent lightning mirror appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. 9 Heavens Lightning! Zhao Feng placed a hand on the back of the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror and circulated tribulation lightning energy and lightning intent. Rumble! Hiss! The 9 lightning soul-refining mirror instantly exploded with lightning energy that could shake the world. The three pursuers couldn't help but feel their souls tremble in fear. The world seemed to become a domain of lightning, countless bolts of lightning swimming about. That's the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror! You actually stole that divine artifact! The 3 people chasing from behind immediately cursed. The 9 lightning soul-refining mirror was one of the most precious items in the Eastern Treasury. Rumble! A ferocious bolt of lightning as thick as a dragon suddenly shot out from the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror. Although the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror was 20% refined by Zhao Feng, it could still unleash a considerable amount of power. Boom! The power of the 9th Heaven's lightning clashed with the countless golden swords. 2 extremely destructive forces immediately exploded, causing the surrounding buildings to be riddled with holes. Zhao Feng helplessly chuckled. The core region was clearly the most important place, but the Heavenly Demon Hall had mobilized so many people to capture Zhao Feng and the Heaven's Legacy Cat. Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat were now being attacked from 2 sides. But compared to the pursuers behind them, the one in front was only a rank 8 ancient god. Swoosh, swoosh! Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat did not slow down or change their direction as they continued to advance. Someone's here. A middle-aged man with antlers on his head suddenly grimaced. He was preparing to head to the Eastern Treasury to rendezvous with the others and capture the intruder. But before he could arrive, he suddenly sensed a weak ripple of life approaching him. Swoosh, swoosh! Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat suddenly charged forward and attacked. Chaos Origin Divine Fist. Zhao Feng punched with his left hand, unleashing several dark and chaotic fists of energy. Meanwhile, the little thieving cat swung the rune-covered dagger in its hand, creating silver blades that moved in unpredictable trajectories. Boom! The Deerhorn Man immediately activated his Eye of Life, causing powerful life energy to erupt from his body. At the same time, countless thick vines sprouted out of his body, forming a sturdy barrier. Boom! Bang! Crash! The attacks of Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat instantly destroyed the barrier. The remaining power of their attacks landed on the deer-antlered man's body, leaving behind a hole. But a moment later, this hole was restored by the powerful life energy. This was the powerful life energy of a life god-eye descendant. Heaven's Legacy Cat. The man's eyes immediately locked onto the little thieving cat. You're not leaving? The man rejoiced. As long as he could keep Xiao Feng and the Heaven's Legacy Cat here until the other experts of the Heavenly Demon Hall arrived, he would have accomplished a great deed. Humph, just you? Xiao Feng sneered and punched out with both fists. Streaks of dark and chaotic fist lights crashed down like towering mountains. Humph, you're looking down on the eye of life too much. The man coldly snorted in displeasure. Countless thick ancient trees immediately appeared around his body, growing from the bottom to the top. Boom! Bang! Crash! Zhao Feng's attacks were so powerful that they destroyed all the trees, but no matter how many trees Zhao Feng destroyed, they would just grow back. At the same time, a suit of armor covered in green runes appeared around the man's body. Whoosh! The man charged at Zhao Feng, his fist exuding astonishing power. At this moment, the floating life power Upanishad around him all gathered into his fist. Humph, you're looking down on me too much. Zhao Feng faintly smiled. He was now at the peak of rank 7, and ordinary rank 8 ancient gods were no match for him. Tribulation lightning eye flame. His left eye pulsed with eye intent, and a ball of lightning flames slowly emerged. Crack! A ball of tribulation thunder fire directly exploded on the deer-antlered man's soul. Although he didn't use his origin energy, the power of the tribulation lightning eye flame was not something an ordinary rank 8 ancient god could endure. What powerful tribulation lightning energy! A look of pain appeared on the man's face. Wood countered lightning, but he was still tormented by Zhao Feng's tribulation lightning eye bloodline technique. 9 heavens lightning power. At the same time, a thick and savage lightning dragon surged out of the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror in Zhao Feng's hand. Brum! 2 bolts of lightning energy crisscrossed around the man, scorching his entire body. Impossible! The man's face was filled with disbelief. This time, the Heaven's Legacy Cat did not attack. Even though he had the Eye of Life, he was no match for a peak rank 7 ancient god. The man hurriedly activated his Eye of Life, and the suit of armor covered in green runes once more appeared around him. Chaos Origin Divine Fist. Heaven Engulfing Palm. Zhao Feng instantly closed in on the Deerhorn Man and used these 2 skills at such a close distance. The Dark Fist and the Void Palm collided with each other, bombarding the man's body. Boom! Bang! Crash! The man was thrown to the side, his body mangled and his aura weak. An ordinary person would have died long ago. However, his Eye of Life continued to flow with powerful life intent to restore his divine body. You're too weak, Zhao Feng flatly said, his left eye slightly turning. The man was extremely unwilling, but he was powerless to retort. He was a mighty rank 8 ancient god, but he was actually defeated by a peak rank 7 ancient god in a head-on clash. This is impossible. The man's face twisted as he struggled and shouted to himself. This momentary weakness in his mind allowed Zhao Feng's illusion Dao Eye bloodline technique to invade his mind, plunging the man into a never-ending illusory torment. Such a weak will. Zhao Feng coldly laughed. At this moment, the man was deeply immersed in the illusory world, unable to free himself. As a result, his Eye of Life stopped working. Die. Zhao Feng's left eye began to turn, unleashing a chaotic explosion of energy. Earth-shaking nova. A gloomy ball of light engulfed the man and then exploded. Boom! Bang! The deer-antlered man's body was reduced to ashes by the explosion of the dark light ball. Let's go! Zhao Feng felt a little smug as he continued to flee with the little thieving cat. This time, the little thieving cat was of almost no help. Alone, Zhao Feng was able to fight a rank 8 ancient god and kill him. Chapter 1335. After killing the rank 8 ancient god, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat fled. However, the 2 of them still had to choose a route to escape and break some traps. However, the Devil Saint God duo and the others who were pursuing him only needed to follow their senses and clues and pursue him regardless of the cost. We've caught up! The Devil Saint God duo laughed sinisterly. Thief, surrender yourself! Heaven's Legacy Cat, come back! Following that, the red-haired man and the others appeared one after another. It really is the illusory god! The devil-saint god duo's eyes were fixed on the multicolored mist. Although he couldn't see what was going on inside the multicolored mist, he could sense the cultivation of the person hiding inside. Thus, they were sure that the person inside was the brat wearing the spacetime robe. Although he didn't know how he had gotten together with the Heaven's Legacy cat, it was better this way. He would be able to catch both of them in one fell swoop. If the Heaven's Legacy cat and ancient god Luo Ling were together, they would be in even more trouble. As if sensing the devil-saint god duo's gaze, the devil-saint god duo nodded. The little thieving cat suddenly smiled at the devil-saint god duo, and a rune-covered silver blade appeared in its hand. Tianlong's secret blade! The devil-saint god duo's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Other than ancient god Netherspring, no one present recognized this divine artifact. The Heaven's Legacy race had copied the Celestial Dragon's secret blade based on the supreme quality ancient divine artifact, the Celestial Dragon Blade. In terms of power, the Celestial Chain Blade could not compare to the Celestial Chain Blade, but the Heaven's Legacy race had added in some other abilities during its creation process. This meant that this divine artifact was not just an offensive divine artifact, but also had other unique abilities. This divine artifact was also the greatest harvest the Heavenly Demon Hall had obtained from one of the Heaven's Legacy race ruins. It was even more valuable than the 9 lightning soul refining mirror, and could be considered the most precious item in the Eastern Treasury. They couldn't help but admire the Heaven's Legacy cat's insight. As long as you capture them, each of you will obtain a portion of Heavenly God Elixir, the Devil-Saint God duo immediately said. Of course, this was ancient god Netherspring's will. That brat wearing the spacetime robe was rather unusual, and coupled with the unfathomable Heaven's Legacy cat, it was hard to avoid any mishaps. Thus, ancient god Netherspring made this promise. As long as he captured Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat, the value of those portions of Heavenly God Elixir would become insignificant. Deity Elixir! The other 3 rank 8 ancient gods trembled. They had never heard of the Tianlong's secret blade mentioned by the Devil-Saint God duo, but they were well aware of the value of the Heavenly God Elixir. The Heavenly God Elixir was a treasure that all Stage 9 true God experts yearned for. It was rumored that the first time one consumed the Heavenly God Elixir, there was a high chance that they would directly break through to the next tier. The lower one's cultivation, the greater the chance. Those under rank 6 had a 50% chance, and those under rank 8 had a 20% chance. It should be known that for some real gods and ancient gods, breaking through a level directly would save them millions or even tens of millions of years of cultivation time. Even though there was a chance of success, even if he didn't succeed, he would still be able to solidify his cultivation base and strength, and he wouldn't be too far away from breaking through. Death or aura! Destruction, burning soul! The other 3 all circulated their eye bloodlines and used long-range eye bloodline techniques. Primeval shield! Zhao Feng immediately circulated his chaos divine power and condensed a dark and distorted light shield behind him. In terms of offense, Chaos Origin Divine Power was slightly stronger than the divine power of a rank 8 ancient god, and it would be even more effective defensively. Alas, Zhao Feng was facing a god-eye descendant, and the power they used was extraordinary. Boom! Bang! Crash! After taking a few blows, Zhao Feng's primeval shield shattered. At the same time, a triangular piece of metal appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. Clink-clang! The triangular piece of metal instantly transformed into a black metal plate that shielded Zhao Feng's back. The ancient god's seal had now evolved into a high-quality divine artifact. It could take on any form, but its offensive power was only equivalent to that of an ordinary high-quality divine artifact. Strangely, the ancient god seal's defensive abilities were top-class even among high-quality divine artifacts, and it was almost indestructible. An item developed by the Heaven's Legacy race. Through the eyes of the Devil-Saint God duo, ancient god Netherspring was able to see a few clues about the ancient god's seal. Based on his understanding, this ancient god's seal was extremely unusual. As for what was so unusual about it, he would only know after carefully studying it. I have to capture this brat. Ancient God Nether Spring divided the majority of his mind to control the Devil Saint God duo. Only by capturing Zhao Feng could he make up for his mistakes and losses. Moreover, Zhao Feng had the supreme quality divine artifact, the space-time robe, and he also had the ancient god's seal. When the time came, not only would he be innocent, he might even be rewarded. At this moment, Blood Demon escape! The red-haired man clenched his teeth and used an unknown secret art. Boom! A bloody mist erupted from his body, and then his body condensed into a drop of bloody light that vanished in a flash. This astonishing speed made it seem like he was using instant movement. But instant movement required a stable space and time to use it. The secret art used by the red-haired man was not limited by these factors. Stay! The moment the red-haired man appeared, his face paled for a moment, but when he thought about the heavenly god liquid, he immediately smiled in excitement. Bzzz. The red-haired man activated his eyes of myriad forms, and the energy of nature surged out. The air around Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat became extremely heavy, making flight extremely difficult. Following that, another wave of frigid energy descended upon them. Countless vines sprouted from the ground and began to wrap around Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat. For a moment, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat were completely engulfed by the energy of nature, causing their speed to plummet. Okay! The Devil Saint God duo coldly chuckled as they accelerated toward Zhao Feng and the Heaven's Legacy cat. Little thieving cat, hurry and attack! Zhao Feng immediately urged. Just a moment ago, the little thieving cat had told Zhao Feng that it had a trump card that could deal with the Devil Saint God duo. If the enemy could gather together, the effect of this trump card would be maximized. Meow! At this moment, a mysterious metal plate appeared in the little thieving cat's hand. Zhao Feng was taken aback. Was this the trump card the little thieving cat had mentioned? He remembered that this metal plate was one of the items from the Eastern Treasury. At the time, after the little thieving cat had helped Zhao Feng obtain the illusion god, it had taken this item out of the defensive barrier and then fled with Zhao Feng. As for what this metal plate did, Zhao Feng didn't know. Soul-grinding plate! The Devil Saint God duo in pursuit stared at the metal plate in the little thieving cat's hand, their expressions suddenly changing. Whoosh whoosh! The Devil Saint God duo immediately stopped. But it was too late. The little thieving cat had already thrown the plate. The metal plate landed between the red-haired man and the Devil Saint God duo. Bzzz. There was a flash of light, and the plate began to spin. A dark gray mist gushed out and spun along with the metal plate, forming a dark gray tornado that engulfed everyone except Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat. This is a soul attack! Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye discovered that the dark gray mist was a product of souls. The red-haired man closest to Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat screamed. At the same time, the Devil Saint God duo and the others also lost their balance, their faces contorted in struggle. The Devil Saint God duo endured the intense pain in their souls as they slowly retreated, attempting to leave the edge of the gray tornado. Soul-grinding plate! In the secret hall, even ancient god Netherspring's soul felt pain. This pain came from the connection between his soul and the Devil Saint God duos. This Heaven's Legacy cat actually took out this item. Ancient god Netherspring's face was sinister and ruthless. As the name implied, once this tool was activated, the souls of all the living beings in the area would feel like they were being grinded away by a millstone, and they would suffer excruciating pain. But this tool had many flaws. The range of the attack was limited to the area around the tool. It could not be used for long-range attacks, and the range was not very large. In addition, it was a single-use item. Damn! Such a precious tool. Ancient god Netherspring felt his heart clench. The effects of the soul-grinding plate quickly disappeared. Other than a peak rank 7 ancient god whose soul was severely injured, the others were not in very serious condition. However, they had already lost track of Zhao Feng and the Heaven's Legacy cat. They probably escaped the core area. Ancient God Netherspring thought. The two of them had already obtained a significant benefit, and they had even been forced to use the soul-grinding plate. Now that they had managed to escape, they were probably thinking of a way to escape. They couldn't possibly remain in the core area. For this reason, Ancient God Netherspring ordered the Devil Saint God duo and the others to leave the core area and begin their search. If there's anything strange, inform me immediately, Ancient God Netherspring said to the operators in the secret hall. After doing all this, Ancient God Netherspring was still worried, so he immediately released 4 Samsara immortal bodies and sent them to the treasury in the core area. The core area had a total of 4 treasury rooms. The east stored divine weapons, tools, and tools. The west stored resources, medicines, and pills. The south stored the results of the research of God-eye descendants. The north stored the automatons. These treasury rooms were as secretive as the secret hall, and their defenses were even stronger. Even a rank 9 ancient god would be seeking death if they tried to break into these treasury rooms, so there was no need for experts to stand guard. But something unexpected had happened this time, the Heaven's Legacy Cat. Thus, Ancient God Netherspring had to be a little more cautious. In a certain hidden room in the core area, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat were hiding in the space-time robe. Thieving cat, are you still not leaving? Zhao Feng asked in confusion. From the path the thieving cat had taken, he could tell that it had no intention of leaving. Meow! The thieving cat gestured at Zhao Feng, and then it gave a disdainful look. It was clearly saying that Zhao Feng was afraid of death. You're saying that it's very difficult for us to leave right now, and even if we leave the Heavenly Demon Hall, we'll be targeted by all the gods fighting outside, so staying here is actually safer. Zhao Feng had a rough idea of what the little thieving cat meant. Outside, the experts of the Heavenly Demon Hall were currently engaged in battle with the space-time's sacred land's ancient god Scarlet Firmament. If he left now, he would truly be seeking death. But staying in the core area wasn't very appropriate either. Meow! The little thieving cat continued to gesture, and then it ignored Zhao Feng and began to refine the celestial jade's secret blade. Zhao Feng followed the little thieving cat's instructions and began to refine the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. 3 days passed in the space-time robe. Zhao Feng had already refined the 9 lightning soul refining mirror to 70%. At this moment, the little thieving cat jumped out of the space-time robe. Zhao Feng knew that it was time to move. After flying with the little thieving cat for a little while, Zhao Feng saw a palace of blue crystal. Treasury? Zhao Feng blurted out in shock. There was a second treasury. No wonder the little thieving cat was so unwilling to leave after getting so many benefits. Chapter 1336. Treasure trove? Zhao Feng blurted out in shock. In the first treasury, he and the little thieving cat had obtained far too many benefits. It was hard to imagine that there was a second treasury like this. It was no wonder the little thieving cat had obtained so many benefits, and still braved danger to remain here. But the other party will definitely be on guard. Zhao Feng's expression darkened. Earlier, he and the little thieving cat had entered the first treasury and stolen many treasures. Even if the Heavenly Demon Hall lacked manpower, they would still send people to guard the treasury or keep watch. Zhao Feng couldn't help but use his left eye to see through the blue crystal palace in front of him. Someone's here! Zhao Feng quickly gained a view of the palace and saw a figure. Just a rank 7 ancient god. It seems like the Heavenly Demon Hall didn't have enough manpower, so they only sent people to keep watch. Zhao Feng softly muttered. The treasury was not a place that could be casually entered. Even with the little thieving cat's help, it would still take some effort to get in. For this reason, the Heavenly Demon Hall only sent people to keep watch. If they noticed anything strange in the treasury, they would immediately send a message. In this way, even if Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat managed to get in, they wouldn't have much time to steal the treasures before they were surrounded by the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall. Zhao Feng explained this situation to the little thieving cat. Meow! The little thieving cat was still unwilling to leave, and it began to discuss countermeasures with Zhao Feng. In the end, the little thieving cat suggested that Zhao Feng first draw out all the traps and arrays in this place so that it could think of a way to dispel them. This way, they would be able to quickly dispel them, obtain some benefits, and then escape before the other members of the Heavenly Demon Hall arrived. Zhao Feng thought for a few moments. Although it was rather dangerous, it was very feasible. In addition, he had just used his see-through ability to get a rough idea of the treasures in the palace. Inside are all the extinct cultivation treasures that the Heavenly Demon Hall gathered, as well as many medicines and pills that they developed. Zhao Feng was rather excited. In his view, these medicines and pills had probably been developed by the Heaven's Legacy race, and then slowly gathered by the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall. The medicines and pills developed by the Heaven's Legacy race were definitely extremely precious and potent. Afterward, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat hid near the Blue Crystal Palace. Not long after, Zhao Feng had almost drawn out the entire structure and every detail of the Blue Crystal Palace. The rest was up to the little thieving cat. Zhao Feng entered the space-time robe to refine the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. When the refinement of the 9 lightning soul refining mirror reached 80%, meow, meow, the little thieving cat suddenly jumped in front of Zhao Feng and chirped happily. Then let's go! Zhao Feng naturally understood what the little thieving cat meant, so he stopped refining the 9 lightning soul refining mirror and left the space-time robe. Whoosh! The little thieving cat directly jumped near the Blue Crystal Palace. Its figure split into 2, then into 4. In the end, the 8 little thieving cats searched around the Blue Crystal Palace. In less than 5 breaths of time, all the traps leading to the Blue Crystal Palace had been destroyed. In the core secret hall, ancient god Nether Spring had a gloomy expression. You didn't find anything? Ancient god Nether Spring angrily roared. Even now, he still hadn't found a single trace of Zhao Feng and the Heaven's Legacy cat that had escaped from the Devil Saint God duo. But just a moment ago, ancient god Luo Ling had smoothly escaped from his pursuit. No, no! The elder controlling all the surveillance devices of the Heavenly Demon Hall felt his heart tremble. Yes, the gray-haired elder hastily said. But before he could say the specific location, ancient god Nether Spring interrupted him. The Western Treasury! They actually didn't leave the core area! Ancient god Nether Spring's expression was extremely gloomy. He had previously determined that Zhao Feng and the Heaven's Legacy cat had definitely left the core area after obtaining the treasures and were looking for a chance to escape. He hadn't expected for the enemy to still be hiding in the core area and set their sights on the second treasury. Preposterous! Ancient god Nether Spring angrily roared in the secret hall. The intruder and the Heaven's Legacy cat were simply too daring. The Western Treasury was filled with legendary cultivation treasures that had gone extinct long ago. These cultivation resources were almost priceless. Not even they dared to recklessly touch them for fear of wasting them. Besides that, there were also the medicines and pills of the Heaven's Legacy race that they had gathered, as well as some of the important research results of the Heavenly Demon Hall. The first treasury was stolen because they were caught off guard, allowing Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat to exploit a gap. If the second treasure vault was stolen as well, it would be a joke. Return to the core area, to the Western Treasury! Ancient god Nether Spring immediately took control of the Devil Saint God duo and led a few people back to the core area. In the outer region of the Heavenly Demon Hall, in a room piled high with corpses, a weak spatial ripple suddenly came from a gloomy corner of the room. Damn! That Samsara god-eye descendant actually has such a powerful rank 9 Samsara immortal body. Ancient god Luo Ling's face was slightly pale as she immediately swallowed a few pills. This dragon-bodied Samsara immortal body had once been the 43rd ranked Thunder Flame ancient dragon of the 10,000 ancient races. If ancient god Luo Ling hadn't made sufficient preparations before taking action, she would have already been killed by that rank 9 Samsara immortal body. I still have to go to the core area. Ancient god Luo Ling clenched her teeth. She still hadn't confirmed whether her brother was dead or alive. Even if there was no hope of saving him, she still had to investigate the background of this faction. The longer she stayed in this place, the more ancient god Luo Ling realized that this faction was not ordinary, and was definitely hiding some astonishing secret. That brat should be dead already. Ancient god Luo Ling couldn't help but think of Zhao Feng, who she had worked with before. Even with her strength, she had almost lost her life. The mysterious person she worked with was only a peak rank 7 and probably already captured by the heavenly demon hall. Hurry! Zhao Feng called out. The moment all the traps and arrays were undone, he and the little thieving cat charged in. Suddenly, a powerful ripple of divine power appeared at Zhao Feng's side. A dazzling golden fist of divine might shot toward Zhao Feng. Tyrant God Fist! A tall and sturdy man with pale golden skin and a ferocious aura bellowed. You think I don't know that you're hiding here? Zhao Feng sneered. This blue crystal palace could block out divine sense, but it could not block out the see-through ability of his god's spiritual eye. Zhao Feng could clearly see that this rank 7 ancient god was hiding on the side, preparing to launch a sneak attack. Clink-clang! A black shield of metal appeared in Zhao Feng's hand, transformed from the ancient god's seal. The golden-skinned man was completely helpless against the ancient god seal's defenses. Gaze of the god eye! A moment later, Zhao Feng used a powerful eye bloodline technique. A dreamy abyss extended from his dreamy silver eye, exuding a powerful soul-sucking force. Whoosh! In a flash, a part of the golden-skinned man's soul was pulled out. After all, Zhao Feng's soul was already at the level of a rank 8 ancient god. An ordinary rank 7 samsara immortal body could not possibly resist. But at this moment, a powerful and gloomy soul intent appeared in the golden-skinned man's soul. There was no need to guess to know that this was ancient god Netherspring's soul energy. Brat, you still dare to stay here? Just wait for your death. The golden-skinned man spat venomously. Ancient god Netherspring had sent this rank 7 ancient god to keep an eye on the Western Treasury. The moment there was any activity, ancient god Netherspring would immediately know. This way, he would be able to mobilize his men before the Heaven's Legacy Cat entered the treasury. But the Heaven's Legacy Cat and Zhao Feng were simply too fast. Thus, ancient god Netherspring could only send out his own energy, hoping that his samsara immortal body could do its best to hold back Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat. Humph, you can't stop me either! Zhao Feng sneered, his god eye erupting with origin energy. The gaze of the god eye immediately became much more powerful. Scoundrel, you're seeking death! Ancient god Netherspring angrily roared through his samsara immortal body. This was because ancient god Netherspring realized that even though he was sending out energy, he couldn't stop Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique. Damn! This samsara immortal body's soul is too weak. It can't endure too much of my energy! Ancient god Netherspring cursed. He wanted to send energy to his samsara immortal body so that it could fight back against Zhao Feng, but alas, the samsara immortal body was too weak and couldn't endure too much energy. With his current soul eye bloodline technique, he can even threaten a rank 8 ancient god. Ancient god Netherspring's eyes darkened. If he hadn't acted in time, the rank 7 samsara immortal body's soul would have been sucked away by Zhao Feng. Suddenly, the connection between ancient god Netherspring and the samsara immortal body was greatly weakened. He could only faintly sense that it was still alive. Within the Western Treasury, the soul of the samsara immortal body was sucked into the god eye dimension by Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng used his soul energy to wrap up the soul so that it could enter the god eye dimension without being able to see anything. Let's go! After dealing with the samsara immortal body, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat immediately began to move. The structure of this place was similar to the first treasury. There were 4 metal shelves, and each item on them was protected by its own domain. Whoosh! Whoosh! The two of them charged toward a ball of light. Because time was of the essence, this pair of master and pet had not only analyzed how to deal with the traps, but they had also decided on their targets. Zhao Feng took out the 9 lightning soul refining mirror and circulated his lightning intent and tribulation lightning energy to activate it. Boom! Hiss! a massive bolt of crystalline white lightning condensed into a small snake of lightning that charged at the defensive domain. The 9 lightning soul refining mirror was a supreme quality divine artifact, and now that Zhao Feng had refined 80% of it, the power it could display far surpassed that of a high-quality offensive divine artifact. Furthermore, the 9 lightning soul refining mirror had unleashed an incomparably powerful lightning attack. Boom! Bang! Crash! After 3 attacks, the defensive domain shattered, and Zhao Feng picked up an exquisite pill covered in silver runes. The little thieving cat had chosen these primary targets, but Zhao Feng didn't know what they were for. However, the little thieving cat was a Heaven's Legacy cat, so it definitely had a deep understanding of the products developed by the Heaven's Legacy race. For this reason, Zhao Feng trusted the little thieving cat's judgment. After stealing the pill, Zhao Feng immediately moved on to his next target. Chapter 1337. On the outskirts, the Devil Saint God duo led several experts toward the core area. Damn! That brat is still in the core area! The Devil Saint God duo were enraged. Although they were under ancient god Netherspring's control, they still had their own thoughts and will. Their defeat to the space-time sacred land's ancient god Luo Ling was understandable. But if they couldn't even capture a peak rank 7 junior, they would truly be humiliated. What are they still doing in the core area? The red-haired man was astonished. If it were him, after obtaining so many benefits, he would definitely leave the core area and search for a chance to leave the Heavenly Demon Hall. He didn't know if that brat and the Heaven's Legacy cat were stupid or ignorant for them to still dare to stay in the core area. They've entered the Western Treasury, the Devil Saint God duo straightforwardly said. The Western Treasury was also their target this time. What? The red-haired man was so stunned that he couldn't say anything else. He had heard of the things in the Western Treasury, and it was rumored that the Heavenly God liquid was in there. Besides that, there were many pills, medicines, and cultivation treasures no less valuable than the Heavenly God liquid. One could say that the Western Treasury was the treasury that the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall wanted to enter the most. But normal people simply couldn't enter the Heavenly Demon Hall's treasury. But there was an exception this time, the Heaven's Legacy cat. If we capture that brat and the Heaven's Legacy cat, besides a portion of Heavenly God liquid, each of you will also get 5,000 contribution points. The Devil Saint God duo added. Of course, this was an order from ancient god Netherspring. This time, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat had truly provoked ancient god Netherspring. What? Besides the Heavenly God liquid, there's also 5,000 contribution points. We have to capture the 2 of them. In the Blue Crystal Palace, after obtaining a silver pill, Zhao Feng set his sights on the second item. This was a light blue glass bottle filled to the brim with a white liquid. 9 heavens lightning power! Zhao Feng immediately circulated his tribulation lightning energy, and lightning intent to activate the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. Rumble! The 9 lightning soul refining mirror exuded a frightening power of thunder and lightning. The interior of the palace was instantly filled with thunder and lightning, as if it was enveloped by a dense net of thunder and lightning. Very quickly, 3 crystal-like lightning snakes slithered out of the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. The 3 crystalline lightning serpents coiled around the defensive formation, tightly binding it and unleashing their full power. Puff! Countless currents of lightning and energy surged out of the protective barrier. Break! Zhao Feng poured a tremendous amount of divine power into the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. The 3 crystal lightning snakes, which were about to run out of energy, flickered with crystalline white lightning again. Gotcha! Right at that moment, the defensive barrier was shattered by the 3 crystalline lightning snakes. Return! Zhao Feng waved his hand and put the light blue glass bottle into his storage space. Then, Zhao Feng came to the third target. It was a crystal ball with a slightly damaged black scale inside. The last item. Zhao Feng immediately activated the 9 lightning soul refining mirror to destroy it. After discussing with the little thieving cat, the 2 of them each took 3 items and left. If the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall rushed over at that time, they could only risk their lives to break out of the encirclement. If they didn't make it in time, they would find a place to hide and wait for an opportunity to leave. Boom! The protective barrier shattered, and the third item was successfully obtained. But on the other side, the little thieving cat seemed to think that Xiao Feng was too slow. After taking 3 items, it took a 4th. At this time, Xiao Feng really wanted to say that the little thieving cat's words didn't count. They're too slow, let's go. This was because of Xiao Feng's God's spiritual eye and the Heaven's Legacy cat's abilities. The little thieving cat had already figured out all the traps beforehand, so it was extremely fast to solve them. This bought them a lot of time, so much so that by the time they stole a few items from inside and prepared to leave, the people from the Heavenly Demon Hall still hadn't arrived. Not long after Xiao Feng and the little thieving cat left, a terrifying energy fluctuation came pressing down on them. Quick! The Devil Saint God duo shouted as they rushed over with the other ancient gods. However, there was no one left in the treasury, only the treasures that everyone coveted. How could this be? We arrived just in time. That's 9 Dragon Pearl Liquid, Heavenly Fate Pill. In the secret hall, ancient god Nether Spring's entire body exuded a sinister and frightening energy. Those 2 scoundrels. Ancient god Nether Spring's face was cold and sinister as he squeezed out these words. Elder, calm your anger. They still haven't left the Heavenly Demon Hall. The surrounding operators were trembling in fear as they hastily tried to persuade him. I'd like to see where you can hide. Ancient god Nether Spring raised his head and roared. Buzz! Bzzz! His gloomy eyes erupted with dark yellow and sinister fog. Then, one black figure after another leaped out from the thick dark fog. Each of these figures exuded a powerful aura. The strongest was a rank 7 ancient god while the weakest was a peak rank 6. The moment these samsara immortal bodies appeared, they all hovered in the air in neat rows. Find them for me. Ancient god Nether Spring ordered. Whoosh! 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 All the samsara immortal bodies left the secret hall. At the same time, ancient god Nether Spring divided his mind into many parts and placed them on each samsara immortal body. Xiao Feng and the little thieving cat were skilled in concealment. Even if these low-level samsara immortal bodies got close to them, they probably wouldn't be able to sense them. Thus, ancient god Nether Spring needed to control each samsara immortal body and transfer his soul energy to them. You won't be able to escape even if you grow wings. Ancient god Nether Spring coldly snorted. He focused his soul energy on all the samsara immortal bodies and began to conduct a carpet search. After plundering the western treasury, Xiao Feng and the little thieving cat left the core area. After traveling for a short while, they found themselves in a secret room. Let's stay here for now. Xiao Feng and the little thieving cat planned to hide in this place for now. The Heavenly Demon Hall was still fighting with the Spacetime Sacred Land, so the Heavenly Demon Hall had undoubtedly activated its defensive array. Even a rank 9 ancient god would find it very difficult to break through. If Xiao Feng and the little thieving cat carelessly revealed themselves, they would expose themselves and become the target of everyone. Swish! Xiao Feng and the little thieving cat entered the space-time robe dimension. Little thieving cat, what are these 3 items for? Xiao Feng immediately took out the 3 items he had obtained from the Western Treasury. In the Western Treasury, there were actually a few cultivation treasures that Xiao Feng recognized. But Xiao Feng still followed the little thieving cat's instructions and only took these 3 items. He trusted in the little thieving cat's judgment, and knew that these 3 items were definitely extraordinary. But before the little thieving cat could speak, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon, who was cultivating, immediately flew over. It excitedly stared at the slightly damaged black scale in the crystal ball. Master, how did you get something like this? The Black Destruction Serpent Dragon immediately asked. Xiao Feng was rather surprised. It seemed like the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon knew what this black scale was. Master, I can sense the true energy of the Destruction Dragon race from this black scale. The Black Destruction Serpent Dragon excitedly said. It only had an extremely thin bloodline of the destruction dragon race, and its true body was that of an ordinary serpent dragon, far from being a true dragon. If the black destruction serpent dragon wanted to evolve, there were two ways, through its bloodline or through its true body. However, this annihilation dragon scale could not only improve his bloodline, but it could also transform his body. Of course, an ordinary scale naturally could not have this effect. But the scale in Zhao Feng's hand was a reverse scale, the most precious scale of the destruction dragon race. It was imbued with a large amount of the destruction dragon race's bloodline energy. This was a treasure that the black destruction serpent dragon could only dream of. If this scale had not been damaged, it would have been even more perfect. Master, can you bestow this item to me? I am willing to be your mount for all eternity, at your disposal. At this moment, the black destruction serpent dragon willingly prostrated itself in front of Zhao Feng. Although the black destruction serpent dragon had a sliver of the destruction dragon race's bloodline, it was extremely difficult for this bloodline race to advance in cultivation. If it did not wreak havoc and obtain energy from destruction, it would find it almost impossible to advance. Moreover, the black destruction serpent dragon did not have much talent. If it did not have a great fortuitous encounter, the highest it could reach was rank 9. But this reverse scale of the destruction dragon race had a chance of helping it change its fate. You're a little too weak right now, Zhao Feng casually said. The black destruction serpent dragon lowered its head in silence. It had not expected for its master to progress so quickly. In just a few short decades he had surpassed its peak. The black destruction serpent dragon was now completely submissive to Zhao Feng. This thing is useless to me, so it's fine to give it to you. Zhao Feng spoke the truth. The black destruction serpent dragon's bloodline was still very terrifying. If it was raised well, it would be of great help. Many thanks, master. Then, the black destruction serpent dragon glanced at the reverse scale. Wait a moment. Without another word, Zhao Feng sucked it into his god-eye dimension. Even if it was a reverse scale, it was still just a scale, and it was damaged. If he could make a few more, the effect would be even greater. Meow! The little thieving cat walked up to the black destruction serpent dragon and patted its chest in a very arrogant manner. Brother cat, so it was you who had master take this treasure. The black destruction serpent dragon immediately began to fawn over the little thieving cat. It clearly remembered the powerful ancient bloodline energy that the little thieving cat exuded when it first evolved. Even its destruction dragon race bloodline had trembled. Now that the little thieving cat had returned and undergone such a massive transformation, the black destruction serpent dragon found it even more unfathomable. Brother cat, I was immature before, but I'll follow you from now on. Don't forget me if there's anything good. The black destruction serpent dragon deeply admired the little thieving cat's methods, especially its ability to find treasures. Just like that, the mighty black destruction serpent dragon became the little thieving cat's little brother. Zhao Feng speechlessly glanced at his pet and steed. Suddenly his expression flickered. Someone's coming. How did they find me so quickly? Inside the space-time robe dimension, Zhao Feng didn't need to use his senses to sense the nearby spatial ripples. He activated his left eye and saw through everything. So it's her. Zhao Feng's expression eased. Chapter 1338. As ancient god Luo Ling approached this area, she immediately noticed the abnormality in space. She flew straight into Zhao Feng's room and coldly stared at a certain spot in the void, but she did not act recklessly. Right at this moment, a 5-colored mist of light shot out from the void. Who are you? Ancient god Luo Ling's eyes dimmed as she stared at the 5-colored mist, but she couldn't sense anything. She didn't attack because she sensed that the person hidden in the mist was not a member of the Heavenly Demon Hall. If this person wasn't from the Heavenly Demon Hall, they could only be another infiltrator. We worked together not too long ago, but you've already forgotten about me? Zhao Feng faintly smiled. It's you? Ancient god Luo Ling's eyes froze in surprise. In her view, given Zhao Feng's strength, he should have been killed by the heavenly demon hall long ago. But Zhao Feng had survived until now, and it seemed like he had encountered quite a few fortuitous encounters. For example, the five-colored mist shrouding Zhao Feng was a technique that not even she could see through. Ancient god Luo Ling was also sure that Zhao Feng had obtained it in the heavenly demon hall. I advise you to find a chance to leave. Don't approach the core area, Zhao Feng straightforwardly said. He knew ancient god Luo Ling's goal, and based on the direction she was heading in, he speculated that she was preparing to head for the core area. But earlier, Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat had robbed 2 treasure warehouses in the core area. This had thoroughly enraged the heavenly demon hall. The core area was probably the most dangerous part of the heavenly demon hall. Even ancient god Luo Ling would be doomed if she went there. Although Zhao Feng didn't have much of a relationship with this woman, he had to thank ancient god Luo Ling for saving the little thieving cat. Thus, if he could help ancient god Luo Ling, Zhao Feng would naturally help. Ancient god Luo Ling began to think. She understood the danger of entering the core area once more. At this moment, meow. At this moment, the little thieving cat emerged from the space-time rogue dimension, its intelligent and deep eyes staring at ancient god Luo Ling. Cat? Ancient god Luo Ling also glanced at the little thieving cat. The little thieving cat gave her an extremely unusual feeling. Suddenly she recalled that Zhao Feng had previously said that he had infiltrated the heavenly demon hall in order to save his spiritual pet, a cat. At that time, she thought that Zhao Feng didn't want to tell her his real purpose and made it up. She didn't expect it to be true. You rescued your cat? Ancient god Luo Ling directly asked. Thank you for your help, Zhao Feng said gratefully. I'll be leaving first. After hearing this, ancient god Luo Ling turned and left. Although her expression was cold and emotionless, ancient god Luo Ling had suffered a blow in her heart. She had once teamed up with Zhao Feng, but they each had their own goals. Zhao Feng had already achieved his goal of rescuing his pet, but ancient god Luo Ling had not made any progress in her goal. Ancient god Luo Ling's proud heart had been dealt a blow, and she was rather dissatisfied. Why was it that a peak rank 7 ancient god could do something that a peak rank 8 like her couldn't? Originally, she might have listened to Zhao Feng's advice, but now, she decided to try again. From ancient god Luo Ling's appearance, Zhao Feng knew that nothing more he said would be of any use. But he had already warned her, and if ancient god Luo Ling refused to listen and put herself in danger, he couldn't be blamed. Swish! Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat once more returned to the space-time rogue dimension. He had already achieved his goal, and besides that, he had obtained many treasures and information. All Zhao Feng needed to do now was wait for an opportunity to escape. Little thieving cat, what are these 2 things for? Zhao Feng took out the other 2 items. One was a translucent pill covered in silver runes, and the other was a bottle of white crystalline liquid. Although he had taken them directly, Zhao Feng didn't dare to carelessly take them without knowing what they were for. Meow! The little thieving cat leaped into the air and snatched the bottle of white crystalline liquid from Zhao Feng's hand. It opened the bottle and began to suck. Whoosh! In a flash, the crystalline liquid in the bottle began to gush into the little thieving cat's mouth. Thieving cat, hurry and speak! Zhao Feng's expression darkened. From the situation, it seemed like the item in the bottle was very useful to the little thieving cat. He had taken 3 items in total. The Destruction Dragon Race Reverse Scale was useless to him, and if this bottle of crystalline liquid was also useless to him, then all he had left was the pill. At this moment, the little thieving cat stopped swallowing the white crystalline liquid. Meow! The little thieving cat handed the bottle to Zhao Feng. After making a few gestures, it jumped to the side and began to cultivate. Heavenly God Liquid! A treasure that can help one break through in cultivation! Upon understanding the little thieving cat's meaning, Zhao Feng was stunned. From the little thieving cat's description, this heavenly god liquid was a treasure that all rank 9 true god experts yearned for even in their dreams. This was because all experts of this cultivation level had an extremely high chance of directly breaking through the next rank the first time they took the heavenly god liquid. The lower the cultivation level, the greater the chance. Those under rank 6 had a 50% chance, while those under rank 8 had a 20% chance. It's a cultivation treasure of this level. Zhao Feng was both surprised and elated. He had many clones and subordinates, but none of them could keep up with his pace. This heavenly god liquid could undoubtedly increase the cultivation levels of his clones and subordinates for a short period of time. Based on how much the little thieving cat took just now, the remaining heavenly god liquid can only be used by 5 people at most. Zhao Feng's left eye began to carefully inspect the heavenly god liquid. He had 3 clones and the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon, so each of them could take a portion. Moreover, Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye had the ability to duplicate natural resources, so he didn't care about the quantity. The higher one's cultivation, the lower the chance of breaking through after taking the heavenly god liquid. If I wait until I reach rank 8 before taking it, I'm very likely to fail. In the end, Zhao Feng decided that he would take the heavenly god liquid now and break into rank 8. Swish! Zhao Feng blinked to the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon's side. Little Black, this is a treasure that has a certain chance of directly helping you break through. With a wave of his hand, Zhao Feng took out a portion from the glass bottle and gave it to the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. What? The Black Destruction Serpent Dragon's face froze in disbelief. Just now, seeing the reverse scale of the Destruction Dragon race was already an enormous opportunity for it. A little while later, its master came again and bestowed upon it a treasure that could directly help it break through. All of this was like a dream. Although it didn't believe it, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon didn't dare to defy Zhao Feng's will, so it swallowed the crystalline liquid. After giving it to the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon, Zhao Feng had Zhao Wang and Zhao Hui take a portion as well. Zhao Wan was in the ancient dream realm, so there was no rush. Whether or not I can break through will depend on my luck. Zhao Feng muttered as he also took a portion. He immediately felt a clear stream of energy spread through his body, flowing through his meridians and organs, seeping into his bones and even affecting his soul. At this moment, Zhao Feng's entire body seemed to be sublimated. Everything about him was being transformed by a strange energy. Of course, the majority of the heavenly god liquid's energy was gathered at the divine stages. Zhao Feng immediately circulated his divine power and constructed an 8th divine stage on top of his 7th divine stage. The embryonic form of the 8th divine stage was quickly completed. Zhao Feng poured the energy from the heavenly god liquid into it. The space-time robe dimension was quiet. The little thieving cat, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon, Zhao Feng, and his 2 clones had all taken the heavenly god liquid. At this moment, all of them were using the effects of the heavenly god liquid to break through. However, the effects of the heavenly god liquid had a certain probability of success. Whether one could successfully break through depended on luck. At this moment, in the outside world, a rank 7 samsara immortal body drifted past the room. Although Zhao Feng was cultivating, he still noticed this disturbance. However, that samsara immortal body flew right past him without stopping, so Zhao Feng paid it no mind. In the secret hall in the core area, ancient god Netherspring's eyes flashed. There's something suspicious! Ancient god Netherspring softly spat out. From a moment ago until now, he had placed his mind consciousness on all the samsara immortal bodies, searching carefully. Just a moment ago, he finally noticed something suspicious. Your Excellency, what's going on? An operator immediately asked. I still don't know. Carefully monitor the surroundings for me. Ancient god Netherspring called out, and then he sent out a bolt of divine power. This bolt of divine power flew to the operator's screen of light and circled an area. Although ancient god Netherspring wasn't very sure, he could not let it go. He did not want to alert the enemy. The moment he sensed something suspicious, he had his samsara immortal body leave. All of you, hurry over, but don't get too close to avoid alerting the enemy. Ancient God Nether Spring ordered the Devil's Saint God duo. He couldn't be sure if the one hiding in that suspicious area was Zhao Feng, the Heaven's Legacy Cat, or Ancient God Luo Ling. But no matter who it was, he could not fail this time. Something's up! The Devil's Saint God duo received a message from Ancient God Nether Spring. In an instant, a map appeared in their minds with a target marked on it. I hope it's that brat and the Heaven's Legacy Cat. The pair immediately left. They hated Zhao Feng even more than Ancient God Luo Ling, and Zhao Feng wasn't easy to deal with. At the same time, in a certain secret cultivation room, a red-haired man was inspecting every inch of the room. Suddenly, the red-haired man took out a message token. Found it! A look of joy appeared on the red-haired man's face as he left the room. I hope it's where the Heaven's Legacy Cat and that kid are hiding. If that's the case, I'll be able to get the Heavenly God Liquid and the contribution points. The red-haired man was overjoyed. Upon receiving this message, he hurried to the target as quickly as possible. At the same time, he sent the message to the other investigators. In the outer perimeter of the Heavenly Demon Hall, a massive figure was blinking through the corridors. He had the body of a human and the head of a dragon, and he had a pair of dragon wings and a massive tail. He exuded a dreadful aura that could shake the heavens. He was none other than Ancient God Nether Spring's Rank 9 Samsara Immortal Body, an expert of the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon race. At a certain moment, his body suddenly paused, and then he changed directions, blinking away. Chapter 1339. There were 9 divine stages, each representing a rank. Every time a spiritual altar was formed, it would consume the accumulated foundation of that stage. Zhao Feng had only been a rank 7 ancient god for a very short time, but in this time, he had consumed countless natural resources and experienced countless battles, both large and small. Moreover, Zhao Feng cultivated the Chaos Heaven Void Origin technique, a top-class divine-level technique that was steady and steady. For this reason, Zhao Feng had more than enough resources. But because he was breaking into rank 8 in secret, Zhao Feng had completely sealed off the space-time robe's dimension, preventing the worldly phenomena from descending into the outside world. This meant that Zhao Feng was unable to absorb vast amounts of heaven-earth yuan qi. Fortunately, Zhao Feng had prepared for this, and he had accumulated many cultivation treasures. Swish! 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 He took out many cultivation treasures suitable for breaking into the heavenly divine realm and began to absorb energy from them. Soon, Zhao Feng was overjoyed. At present, his 8th divine altar was already 80% complete. As he formed his divine stages, Zhao Feng could clearly sense that his divine power was constantly transforming, becoming more condensed and indestructible. His soul intent was also further consolidated and slowly rising, far surpassing that of an ordinary rank 8 ancient god. At a certain moment, Zhao Feng's body erupted with divine light that illuminated the entire space-time robe dimension. I broke through! Zhao Feng opened his bright eyes and spat out a mouthful of foul air. The greatest increase in divine power from peak rank 7 to rank 8 was followed by soul intent and the divine body. Clink-clang! The little thieving cat next to Zhao Feng threw out several bronze coins, and then its face twisted into a frown. An inauspicious omen? Zhao Feng was startled. Was breaking into rank 8 actually a bad thing? Wait! Zhao Feng grimaced, and his left eye unleashed an astonishing eye intent. A moment later, his gaze pierced through the space-time robe dimension, piercing through the many walls and into the distance. Someone's hiding nearby. Zhao Feng narrowed his eyes and scanned the surroundings. Finally, he found 2 people. One was a rank 7 Samsara Immortal Body, and the other was a rank 8 Ancient God. It was not strange for members of the Heavenly Demon Hall to appear in the surroundings. What was strange was that these people had deliberately hidden themselves. Looks like this place has been exposed. Zhao Feng's face darkened as he stood up. Right now, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon, Zhao Wang, and Zhao Hui were still trying to break through. After all, Zhao Feng only started attacking after reaching the peak of Tier 7. On the other hand, Zhao Wang had just reached the 6th order, and Zhao Hui had just reached the 3rd order, so it would take longer for them to break through. Xiao! In the air, Zhao Feng, wearing the space-time robe, was rapidly moving through the illusion god. This was a concealment art he had learned from ancient god Luo Ling. The spatial ripples were extremely weak, and those of the same level would find it very difficult to notice unless they were looking carefully. Suddenly, a spatial barrier appeared in front of Zhao Feng. Not good! Zhao Feng's expression changed again. Originally, he had planned to quietly escape without making a sound. He hadn't expected for his opponent to use a special method to set up a barrier around him. Spatial barriers could be used as a defensive barrier, but they could also be used as a warning. I can only charge through! Zhao Feng's expression darkened. If he wanted to leave, he had to pass through the spatial barrier. This way, his actions would be exposed. But at this moment, Zhao Feng had no other choice. His opponent had hidden himself and set up a spatial barrier probably because they were waiting for everyone to arrive so that they could surround and kill Zhao Feng. Thus, he had to charge through. Although he had decided to charge through, Zhao Feng did not immediately move. In any case, passing through the spatial barrier would expose his identity. It was better to kill one of them before leaving. This way, there would be one less problem. Zhao Feng walked through the limited space for a few moments. You're the one! Zhao Feng's gaze pierced through several walls and landed on a rank 7 samsara immortal body. Swish! Suddenly, a spatial blur appeared around Zhao Feng. A moment later, he blinked through the spatial barrier and arrived at the rank 7 ancient god's side. Who's there? This rank 7 ancient god was ancient god Netherspring's samsara immortal body. Ancient god Netherspring's soul intent was still in it, so it was extremely vigilant. The moment Zhao Feng used spatial blink, he realized what had happened. Tribulation lightning eye flame! Zhao Feng stared at the rank 7 ancient god, his left eye madly pulsing with eye intent. Crack! A dreamy ball of lightning flame suddenly descended on the rank 7 ancient god's body. The dreadful tribulation lightning energy pierced through the rank 7 ancient god's soul and pulverized it. Humph! Zhao Feng coldly snorted as he fled. In the core secret hall. Hiss! Ancient god Netherspring couldn't help but hiss. His soul intent had been entrusted to another soul body. When his opponent suffered a soul attack, he would also be affected. But ancient god Netherspring had never imagined that Zhao Feng's soul attack would be so powerful. The power it unleashed was enough to instantly obliterate the soul of a rank 7 ancient god. Otherwise, ancient god Netherspring would have been able to transfer energy so that his samsara immortal body could last a little longer. Humph! After stealing the heavenly god liquid, he broke into rank 8. Ancient god Netherspring's expression was dark and furious. Although it had only been for a moment, he had sensed Zhao Feng's true cultivation. This boy can't be allowed to live! Ancient god Netherspring called out. Elder, our people are extremely close. He can't escape. The white-haired operators sinisterly laughed. It had been some time since they discovered Zhao Feng's hiding place. Although there were only 2 people in the vicinity, there were many others who were extremely close to the target. My rank 9 samsara immortal body is rather far from here, but I don't think he needs to come. Ancient god Netherspring sneered. If it was ancient god Luo Ling hiding there, only his rank 9 samsara immortal body would have a chance of returning victorious. But if it was just Zhao Feng, even if he broke into rank 8, he would only be at rank 8. His rank 9 samsara immortal body would probably be captured and killed before he could even reach rank 9. Not good! Someone's here! As he was fleeing, Zhao Feng suddenly noticed that a rank 8 ancient god was rapidly approaching him. If he didn't change directions, the 2 of them would probably run into each other. Whoosh! Zhao Feng could only change his line of defense and continue to flee. However, after flying for a few breaths of time, he saw another figure. My identity has been completely exposed. All the investigators in the Heavenly Demon Hall are gathering here. Zhao Feng suddenly stopped, his eyes deep and calm. His current location had been completely locked onto, making it very difficult for him to escape. Since that's the case, I'll kill a portion of them first. A vicious light flashed through Zhao Feng's eyes. If he waited for everyone to gather, Zhao Feng would find it very difficult to fight against so many enemies. It was better to kill a portion of them now. Even if they all gathered together, Zhao Feng would face less pressure. Kill! After making up his mind, Zhao Feng gave up on his escape plan. Swish! His body suddenly flickered as he charged at an approaching rank 8 ancient god. Something's happening! A snakeman covered in blue scales knew through his message token that Zhao Feng was running in his direction. At this moment, he sensed spatial ripples and killing intent targeting him. Why would I be afraid of him? He's just an ancient god that just broke into rank 8. The snakeman's face was sinister and ruthless. Bzzz. His eye of life suddenly turned, and a surge of vitality surged out of his body. In a flash, the snakeman's body became extremely muscular and brimming with strength. At the same time, a savage saber appeared in his hands. Celestial Lightning Tyrannical Slash! The blue-scaled serpent man brandished the long saber in his hand and fiercely slashed at the place where the killing intent had come from. Hiss! A massive lightning saber imbued with astonishing physical strength shot forward. A moment later, Zhao Feng, shrouded in a mist of multicolored light, appeared near his attack range. Chaos Origin Divine Fist. Zhao Feng gathered his Chaos Origin Divine Power into a fist and punched. A huge dark fist radiance, like a black star, fiercely blasted out. Bang! The two collided, and the lightning saber the snakeman had unleashed was instantly pulverized like paper. How could this be? The snakeman's mouth fell open in disbelief. Based on his intelligence reports, his opponent had only just broken into rank 8, so how could his divine power attack be so powerful? Die for me. Zhao Feng sneered as he wantonly unleashed the boundless divine power in his body. One had to realize that before he broke through, his divine power attacks were already slightly stronger than an ordinary rank 8 ancient god's. After breaking through, his divine power was even purer and more condensed, and he had received significant improvements in all aspects. At this time, Zhao Feng's divine power attacks were enough to crush an ordinary rank 8 ancient god. Boom! Bang! Crash! Zhao Feng's mighty Chaos Origin Divine Fist rained down on the snakeman like a meteor shower. Damn! My life source. After suffering this round of attacks, the snakeman immediately activated his Eye of Life. Immediately, endless life energy flowed out of his eyes. His battered body began to recover at a shocking speed. You can't kill me, the snakeman sneered. Firstly, he was a life god descendant, and his vitality was already extremely formidable, making him very difficult to kill. Secondly, even if Zhao Feng used everything he had to kill him, the elders of the Heavenly Demon Hall would definitely revive him. This was the rule of the Heavenly Demon Hall. Those who died with merit could be revived. You can't kill me? Zhao Feng smiled. A moment later, his left eye began to pulse with eye intent. So powerful. The snakeman's soul instantly trembled. Earth-shaking nova. Zhao Feng immediately activated his eye bloodline technique. A chaotic sphere of starlight formed, and then descended onto the blue-scaled serpent man. Boom! Bang! Crash! All the energy within the ball began to interweave and collide, tearing apart. In a flash, the snakeman's recovered body was torn to shreds. The earth-shaking nova's attack also affected the soul, making it so that the snakeman couldn't focus for a moment. Killing him would be a pity. Zhao Feng slightly shook his head, and then he smiled. Swish! A sparkling and translucent lightning mirror appeared in his hand. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement. Zhao Feng immediately activated his supreme quality divine artifact. The 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror immediately flashed with astonishing lightning energy that pierced through the body and soul. The lightning energy gradually twisted and turned into 7 lightning chains. If completely refined, there would be 9 chains of lightning. The 7 chains of lightning wrapped around the snakeman's soul with lightning-fast speed. Then, the lightning chains unleashed soul-targeted lightning power, which continuously paralyzed and ravaged the blue-scaled serpent man's soul. Withdraw! Zhao Feng controlled the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror and immediately pulled on the snakeman's soul. No! The snakeman struggled with all his might, trying to escape in the opposite direction. However, he couldn't break free at all. All he could do was ensure that he wouldn't be pulled into the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror. Where do you think you're going? Zhao Feng growled as he followed up with an eye bloodline technique. At the same time, the lightning energy within the 7 chains surged out, causing the snakeman's soul to lose the ability to resist. Ding-ling! The chains of lightning retracted, and the snakeman's soul was pulled into the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror. Chapter 1340. Collect! Zhao Feng used the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror to absorb the snakeman's soul into the divine artifact. The Heavenly Demon Hall faction had many Samsara God-Eye descendants. The expert who had been trying to capture Zhao Feng this entire time was also an Eye of Samsara descendant. Even if he killed these people, someone of ancient god Netherspring's strength wouldn't require much effort to revive them. Thus, it was better to take the souls of these enemies and use them for himself. The 9 lightning soul-refining mirror contained boundless 9 heavens lightning energy. It could refine the souls absorbed into the mirror into lightning soul crystals. Once consumed, one could produce a unique soul lightning that could temper and strengthen one's soul. Moreover, Zhao Feng's soul was a lightning soul body. Consuming a lightning soul crystal would give him the most benefits. This is the first one. Zhao Feng's eyes were cold. The rank 7 ancient god he killed before was a Samsara immortal body, so it didn't count as a kill. As he scanned the area, another rank 7 ancient god appeared in his field of vision. Since you all want to capture me, I'll deliver myself to your doorstep. Zhao Feng sneered as he blinked away. Who is it? The rank 7 ancient god was completely unaware of Zhao Feng's sudden appearance, and he was given quite a fright. Run! The rank 7 ancient god was well aware that he was no match for Zhao Feng, so he immediately began to run. He had only planned to get involved and earn some contribution points. He hadn't expected to run into his target before even reaching his destination. Mind Demon! Zhao Feng casually used an illusion eye bloodline technique. A ball of multicolored and gloomy light immediately invaded the rank 7 ancient god's soul, causing the rank 7 ancient god to sink deeper and deeper into the demon barrier. Even if Zhao Feng didn't kill him, this person would find it very difficult to advance his cultivation in the future. Second one, collect! The 9 lightning soul-refining mirror in Zhao Feng's hand exploded with dazzling lightning. Swish! 7 chains of lightning immediately shot out of the mirror and tightly bound the ancient god's soul. After some time, the ancient god's soul was absorbed into the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror by Zhao Feng. Where's the next target? Zhao Feng activated his left eye and looked around, seeing through all obstacles. Core area, secret hall. This? Elder. The operator stared at the huge light screen in front of him with an awkward expression. What's the situation? Ancient God Netherspring coldly asked. Up until now, he only knew that Zhao Feng had escaped the target ahead of time and destroyed one of his rank 7 Samsara immortal bodies. That infiltrator did not flee with all his might. Instead, he began to hunt and kill the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall nearby. The operator came to this conclusion based on the information he had obtained. Although it was inconceivable, it was the truth. What? You didn't run away? Ancient God Netherspring was stunned, and then he began to think. With the strength of a rank 8 ancient god, there was no way he could fight back against the Heavenly Demon Hall. No matter how he struggled, he was doomed. The other party probably knew about this and had probably accepted his fate, so he decided to kill as many people as possible before he was caught. Fool! Ancient God Netherspring sneered. The people he killed were all ordinary rank 8, or even lower, so reviving them wasn't very difficult. This also meant that all the people killed by Zhao Feng could be revived. Suddenly, Ancient God Netherspring grimaced. This was because one of the peak rank 6 samsara immortal bodies he controlled had caught the eye of Zhao Feng. Kill my samsara immortal bodies? That's even more foolish. Ancient God Netherspring sneered with disdain. Reviving a soul was the ability of the Eye of Samsara of life, and it consumed a lot of energy. If it were a samsara immortal body, the energy consumption would be half. 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror. Ancient God Netherspring's eyes froze. On the other side, Zhao Feng activated the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror and began to pull out the soul of the peak rank 6 true god. The soul was unable to put up any resistance and was absorbed by the supreme quality divine artifact, the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror. How could this be? This kid has already refined the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror to this level. Ancient God Netherspring blurted out in shock. This was a supreme quality divine artifact. How could a mere rank 8 ancient god so easily refine it? But now, from the power of the divine artifact that Zhao Feng had displayed, he wasn't far from being able to completely refine it. The most important aspect of a samsara immortal body is that the soul is undying and inextinguishable. Even if the soul is imprisoned by someone else, I can use a secret art to summon it back. But once the soul is refined by the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror, the samsara of death's seal on it will suffer a certain amount of damage. If the soul was completely refined by the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror, the soul would be freed from the control of the Eye of Samsara. In any case, the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror somewhat countered the Eye of Samsara's abilities. Not good! Is it the same for the others? Their souls have been extracted by the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror. Ancient God Netherspring grimaced. With the supreme quality divine artifacts of the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror and the Space-Time Rogue, ordinary rank 8 ancient gods were simply no match for Zhao Feng. Those who were targeted by Zhao Feng alone basically had no choice but to die. But ancient God Netherspring could not allow Zhao Feng to leave. If he missed this chance, there was a high chance that Zhao Feng would be able to escape. You two, hurry up! Ancient God Netherspring messaged the Devil Saint God duo. In the inner district of the Heavenly Demon Hall, a dark blue automaton, its entire body shrouded in spatial blurs, was rapidly blinking away. I still haven't noticed anything strange. That brat can already be dead, right? Ancient God Azura Gate, who was controlling the automaton, coldly snorted. Because he had self-detonated, all the items he had on him had been destroyed, making it impossible for him to contact the other members of the Heavenly Demon Hall or the upper echelon members. There's something up ahead! The automaton's eyes twinkled with a crystalline luster. Just a moment ago, ancient God Azura Gate sensed chaotic spatial ripples up ahead, clearly signs of a battle. Swish! Swish! Ancient God Azura Gate's body flickered away as he fled. Soon, he clearly sensed a powerful lightning energy. Then, an image appeared in front of him. In a ball of multicolored mist, he could faintly make out an exquisite mirror of lightning. 7 chains of lightning extended from the mirror, binding the soul of a rank 7 ancient god of the Heavenly Demon Hall and pulling it toward the mirror. Save me! He's an intruder! The soul saw an automaton of the Heavenly Demon Hall and immediately called for help. Intruder! Ancient God Azura Gate's expression darkened. Based on his previous reports, the Heavenly Demon Hall had 2 intruders. The first was Ancient God Luoling, and the second was Zhao Feng. Ancient God Luoling was a peak rank 8 and a descendant of the space-time god I, so she was clearly not this person. Thus, there was no need to explain the identity of this mysterious person shrouded in multicolored mist. It was Zhao Feng. He remembered that Zhao Feng was only a peak rank 7 at the time. He didn't think that he would break through. Zhao Feng, I'll kill you! Ancient God Azura Gate roared, and then he charged at Zhao Feng, exuding the pressure of divine power. In the depths of the mist, Zhao Feng grimaced when he heard these words. He actually knows my identity. Up until now, none of the people Zhao Feng had fought with knew his true identity. But this automaton had directly called out his name. From its appearance, it seemed like it had a significant grudge against him. Zhao Feng? The ancient god whose soul had been bound by Zhao Feng was also taken aback. Based on his reports, both intruders were members of the space-time sacred land. And wasn't Zhao Feng a member of the Xiling Zone's spiritual race? As he was thinking, Zhao Feng's left eye fired off a Tribulation Lightning Eye bloodline technique. Tribulation Lightning Eye Flame! It was best to keep Zhao Feng's identity a secret if possible, but it didn't matter if it was leaked. At this point, his identity had probably not been completely exposed. Thus, this man and automaton had to die. Crack. The rank 7 ancient god's soul was ravaged by the tribulation lightning energy and dazzled. At the same time, the 9 lightning soul refining mirror exerted its power, dragging the soul into the mirror. While doing all this, Zhao Feng was naturally dodging back and forth, avoiding the attacks of the dark blue automaton. Your ancient god Azura Gate! After dealing with the rank 7 ancient god, Zhao Feng solemnly turned to the automaton in front of him. It was impossible for an ordinary mechanical puppet to have such a powerful soul aura. Moreover, the soul energies exuded by the automaton were extremely familiar to Zhao Feng. After thinking for a moment, he came to an answer. But Zhao Feng had never imagined that ancient god Azura Gate would want to kill him so badly. After reviving, he was in no rush to find a physical body. Instead, he deposited himself in the automaton and charged at Zhao Feng. Die! Ancient god Azura Gate angrily bellowed as he swung his dark blue sword. The automaton already had the strength of a peak rank 8, and its majestic sword slashes, fused with ancient god Azura Gate's spacetime intent, made them even fiercer and more difficult to dodge. After I kill you, I'll store myself in your body. Ancient god Azura Gate inwardly sneered. Zhao Feng was now a rank 8 ancient god, and he was a genius who had directly become a rank 6 ancient god. If he could obtain his body, ancient god Azura Gate would be able to defy the heavens and change his fate. Peak rank 8! Zhao Feng's expression darkened. He had just broken into rank 8, but he had deep reserves, profound techniques, and divine power that surpassed ordinary rank 8s. Coupled with his 2 supreme quality divine artifacts, he was basically able to thrash an ordinary rank 8 ancient god. But peak rank 8s or elites would be a little more troublesome. Space-time barrier! Zhao Feng activated the space-time robe, unleashing layers upon layers of spatial blurs. Those powerful sword slashes were immediately affected by the space-time barrier, and easily dodged by Zhao Feng. Chaos Origin Divine Fist! Unafraid, Zhao Feng unleashed his strongest divine power attack. Boom! Bang! Crash! The battle between the two shook the heavens. What's going on? A rank 7 ancient god had arrived. It's an intruder! A nearby peak rank 6 samsara immortal body said. At the same time, this samsara immortal body revealed the identity of his master. Elder, I'll go and help capture that intruder! The rank 7 ancient god prepared to charge forward. With the peak rank 8 automaton holding down the intruder, once they joined the battle, they would definitely be able to reverse the situation. This way, they would be able to get their hands on the contribution points. Slow down! The others are all coming. When the time comes, we'll seal off this place and then surround them. The rank 6 samsara immortal body called out. Chapter 1341. Wait, the others are rushing over. When the time comes, we'll seal this place and surround them. The rank 6 samsara immortal body said in a low voice. In the end, Elder is still the one who thinks deeply. The rank 7 ancient god immediately gave a fawning smile, but he inwardly thought otherwise. As far as he was concerned, Zhao Feng had merely just broken through to the 8th tier. He was also an extremely powerful rank 7 ancient god. If he worked together with the peak rank 8 puppet, he would definitely be able to defeat Zhao Feng. However, since Elder Netherspring had spoken, he could only obey. Boom! Bang! The space of the heavenly demon hall was narrow. If not for the sturdiness of the building and the reinforcement of the formation, it would probably have been completely destroyed by the two of them. Zhao Feng's battle with ancient god Azura Gate focused on space-time intent. The two of them moved erratically, and their battle was incomparably swift and violent, causing others to be unable to react in time. You want to kill me with this little ability? Zhao Feng chuckled. He had the space-time robe. In terms of dodging and defense, he was even stronger than ancient god Azura Gate. Humph! Ancient god Azura Gate coldly snorted, his expression gloomy as he said nothing. If he was facing the previous Zhao Feng, ancient god Azura Gate had a 90% chance of victory. But now, Zhao Feng had become a rank 8 ancient god, received significant improvements in all aspects, and he had also obtained a powerful divine artifact like the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. For a moment, ancient god Azura Gate was completely helpless against Zhao Feng. Even so, ancient god Azura Gate was in no rush. This was the Heavenly Demon Hall's territory, and it wouldn't be long before the other experts of the Heavenly Demon Hall rushed over. At that time, Zhao Feng would undoubtedly die. 9 Heavens Thunder Power! Zhao Feng gripped the 9 lightning soul refining mirror in his left hand, sending several thick lightning dragons at ancient god Azura Gate. Heavenly Void Steps! Ancient god Azura Gate's body flickered through the air, completely avoiding Zhao Feng's attack. In addition, he was also defending against Zhao Feng's space-time seal. Previously, he wanted to self-detonate and cause great damage to Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng's space-time seal had ruined his plans. Ancient god Azura Gate had a deep understanding of the power of the space-time seal, so he had always been on guard against it. Sky-encompassing void slash! Ancient god Azura Gate showed no weakness. He circulated his divine power and swung his sword, unleashing vast and sharp sword slashes. Space-time barrier! Zhao Feng used a space-time barrier to block ancient god Azura Gate's attacks, and then he punched out several times to destroy them. In the distance, the peak rank 6 Samsara immortal body and the rank 7 ancient god had grim expressions. This lad's true strength is stronger than I expected. Ancient god Netherspring sighed through his Samsara immortal body. Even though Zhao Feng was relying on his 2 supreme-grade god artifacts to fight against the peak-tier 8th stage puppet, it was still impossible for Zhao Feng to defeat the 8th stage puppet. However, even without these 2 divine artifacts, it would still be very difficult for the rank 8 puppet to defeat Zhao Feng. In addition, after some observation, ancient god Netherspring realized that the peak rank 8 puppet was also rather different. The soul intent within it was abnormally powerful, much stronger than that of an ordinary rank 8 puppet. Elder, this intruder truly does have extraordinary strength, the rank 7 ancient god said in shock. He had just broken into rank 8, but his divine power and intent far surpassed that of an ordinary rank 8 ancient god. Coupled with the space-time robe and the 9 lightning soul refining mirror, the peak rank 8 puppet had no advantage at all. In this situation, even if he rushed forward to help, it would be useless. Humph, he truly is a genius, but a genius that's about to die. The rank 6 Samsara immortal body gave a sinister smile. At this moment, 3 more people arrived. 2 of them were rank 7 ancient gods, while the peak rank 6 was ancient god Netherspring's Samsara immortal body. Even if everyone attacked together, Zhao Feng's defeat was assured. But just in case, ancient god Netherspring continued to wait. At this moment, a red-haired man arrived near the battlefield. Elder, I'm here! The red-haired man messaged ancient god Netherspring's Samsara immortal body. Good! Go! Celestial Dragon Spatial Lock Array! The rank 6 Samsara immortal body sent out this message. A moment later, powerful energies began to emerge from the area around the battle between Zhao Feng and ancient god Azura Gate. You're dead for sure! Ancient god Azura Gate was elated. This was the territory of the Heavenly Demon Hall, and the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall had already arrived to begin their operation. Only death awaited Zhao Feng. "Humph, you're finally willing to come out?" A smile appeared on Zhao Feng's lips. Although he was in the middle of a fierce battle with ancient god Azura Gate, the powerful see-through ability of his left eye allowed him to observe everything around him. Zhao Feng even knew what ancient god Nether Spring wasn't aware of. Hisses. The area around Zhao Feng and ancient god Azura Gate's battle suddenly began to fiercely ripple in space. 4 illusory dragon heads fiercely charged forward and converged toward the center. In the end, the 4 illusory dragon heads collided, creating a translucent white domain. The celestial dragon spatial lock array was not just a method to lock space, but also a sealing domain. Zhao Feng and ancient god Azura Gate immediately felt their space intent become extremely restricted, making it abnormally difficult to use. "Space intent has been locked. The effectiveness of your space-time robe has been halved. Die." Ancient god Azura Gate immediately began to exert his strength, his body erupting with divine power. Although he was a space-time god-eye descendant, with space locked, he could not use his most powerful eye bloodline techniques. But at this moment, he had a peak rank 8 body, and his divine power attacks were extremely powerful. Boom! Bang! Crash! Several beams of crystalline white light slashed at Zhao Feng. At the same time, members of the Heavenly Demon Hall began to appear around him. "Death Light Wave! Destruction Ray!" The Heavenly Demon Hall members all attacked Zhao Feng. In the face of so many attacks, Zhao Feng's space-time robe was also suppressed and weakened, making it impossible for him to defend. He could not use space intent, so dodging was also impossible. No matter how one looked at it, he was doomed. But at this moment, an enormous creature suddenly appeared at Zhao Feng's side. Its body was pitch black, its entire body blazing with scarlet-black flames as it protected Zhao Feng in the center. Hum! Destructive flames erupted from it, forming a tornado of fire. At the same time, a world-shaking ancient bloodline energy swept through the area, causing everyone's blood to freeze and their souls to tremble. Boom! Bang! Crash! All the attacks of the Heavenly Demon Hall members that touched the tornado of fire were weakened to a certain extent. These attacks then all landed on the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. At this moment, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon's energy was much stronger than before. It had also taken the Heavenly God Liquid, but its luck wasn't very good. It had only reached the peak of rank 7, only a step away from rank 8. Such a terrifyingly powerful bloodline, what is that? A helper? Everyone stared blankly at the huge pitch-black dragon, their expressions changing slightly. A Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. A Black Destruction Serpent Dragon with the bloodline of the Destruction Dragon race. At this moment, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon had helped Zhao Feng endure a round of attacks. His entire body was in tatters, with not a single part intact. But without the Eye of Life, his body began to heal at a rate visible to the naked eye. How could this be? How could he have a helper? And a helper with the bloodline of the Destruction Dragon race? Ancient god Netherspring stared in shock at this sight through his samsara immortal body. In the past, Zhao Feng had been forced into desperate straits several times, but he had never used this trump card. Thus, he believed that he had a thorough understanding of Zhao Feng, but he hadn't expected for Zhao Feng to have a helper. Secondly, if he could successfully capture such a powerful bloodline, he would be able to produce many important research results. But suddenly, ancient god Netherspring sensed danger. Not good. The peak rank 6 samsara immortal body's vision went black, and then he lost consciousness. Meow. At some point, the crafty little thieving cat had appeared behind him. The samsara immortal body's body had already been split in two, and the special characteristics of the samsara immortal body had been suppressed by a powerful sealing energy. The samsara immortal body's soul suffered a fatal blow, and was immediately slain. Heaven's Legacy Cat! The Heaven's Legacy Cat was hiding nearby. The other members of the Heavenly Demon Hall immediately cried out in alarm. The Heaven's Legacy Cat was of utmost importance to the Heavenly Demon Hall. Even if all the research results in the treasury had been lost, they could not let the Heaven's Legacy Cat escape. At this moment, in the center of the battlefield, Xiao Feng's eyes flashed with a savage light. "Attack!" Xiao Feng called out, a pair of golden wings condensing on his back. Swish! Swish! Xiao Feng's body transformed into a faint golden streak of light as he charged at a rank 7 ancient god at the edge of the domain. In truth, if he had used some of his trump cards, Xiao Feng would have long ago defeated ancient god Azure Gate. The reason he had hidden so many of his cards and was stalling with ancient god Azure Gate was so that he could wait for the nearby people to show themselves. Rather than having Xiao Feng search for them one by one, wouldn't it be better to have them deliver themselves to his doorstep and capture them all in one fell swoop? Even more laughable was that these members were afraid that Xiao Feng would run and had sealed up the dimension, but now, this domain was about to become their prison. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement! Without another word, he took out the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror and activated 7 lightning chains. Cling-ling! The lightning chains pierced through the rank 7 ancient god's body and bound his soul. Seeking death! Ancient god Azure Gate's face was enraged as he charged at Xiao Feng and swung his sword. Swish! 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 Xiao Feng used the metal lightning radiance wings and the powerful perception of the god's spiritual eye to dodge all the attacks. Without space intent, your attacks don't even have a chance of injuring me. Xiao Feng faintly chuckled as he continued to activate the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. Damn! Ancient god Azure Gate's face contorted in savagery. Xiao Feng actually dared to say such big words and attack another ancient god right in front of him, completely ignoring ancient god Azure Gate. But as an Eye of Spacetime descendant, he was most skilled in space intent and rarely dabbled in any other combat skills. Collect! Xiao Feng extracted the rank 7 ancient god's soul. Chapter 1342. In the secret hall of the core area. That brat actually has the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon and the Heaven's Legacy Cat as his helpers. Ancient god Netherspring furiously bellowed. The Black Destruction Serpent Dragon had a sliver of the Destruction Dragon race bloodline. Although it was a peak rank 7, its true strength was not that of an ordinary rank 8 ancient god. And the Heaven's Legacy Cat was even more unfathomable. Because of this, his plan to gang up and attack was completely ruined. In fact, the Heavenly Dragon Space Lock Formation had even become a prison for the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall. Damn it, both of my Samsara immortal bodies are dead. I can't see what's going on. Ancient god Netherspring clenched his fists, exuding a gloomy and sinister energy. The Heaven's Legacy Cat seemed to be doing this on purpose, killing the Samsara immortal bodies first. Although ancient god Netherspring had many Samsara immortal bodies, the power displayed by Xiao Feng's group wasn't enough. Once those ordinary Samsara immortal bodies got close, they would just be sending themselves to death. Furthermore, if one was sucked into the 9 lightning soul refining mirror and refined into a lightning soul crystal, even a Samsara immortal body would not be able to revive. You two, hurry up and get there! Ancient god Netherspring ordered the Devil Saint God duo. Given the current situation, only the Devil Saint God duo could deal with Xiao Feng and the others. As for that rank 9 Samsara immortal body, because it was in the outer regions of the Heavenly Demon Hall, it was the furthest away. It would still take some time for it to rush over. Elder, I've found the information on the peak stage Tier 8 mechanical puppet. An operator found out who the owner of the mechanical puppet was based on its appearance. He immediately questioned the owner and obtained all the information. He then relayed all this information to ancient god Netherspring. What? That kid killed ancient god Azure Gate as soon as he snuck in, and none of you noticed? Ancient god Netherspring had just calmed down, but now his mind was once more set aflame. There was no way to vent the rage in his heart. The people in the secret hall immediately fell silent. After a long while, ancient god Netherspring calmed down and began to think. That brat seems to have known everything about the surroundings since the beginning. Ancient God Netherspring's face chilled. The Heavenly Demon Hall's construction materials were special, and it was reinforced by an array formation, which had a strong divine sense blocking effect. However, Zhao Feng, who was fighting the Type 8 mechanical golem, seemed to be aware of everything around him. At this moment, Ancient God Netherspring encountered a new situation through his samsara immortal body. It's Ancient God Luoling. Ancient God Netherspring's voice was icy cold. At this moment, Ancient God Luoling was preparing to sneak into the secret hall, but there were far too many patrollers in the core area, including many of Ancient God Netherspring's samsara immortal bodies. Just a moment ago, Ancient God Luoling was discovered by a samsara immortal body. Fortunately, she immediately retreated. How could this be? Ancient God Luoling felt that something was amiss. Charging in at a time like this was far too dangerous. After weighing the pros and cons, she decided to retreat. Furthermore, she had to wait to leave the Heavenly Demon Hall. Why don't we help him? Ancient God Luoling suddenly thought of Zhao Feng. Previously, when she decided to enter the secret hall again, Zhao Feng warned her that it was too dangerous, but Ancient God Luoling did not listen to his advice. Moreover, looking at Zhao Feng's appearance, it seemed like he had no way of leaving the Heavenly Demon Hall and was waiting for an opportunity. Just take it as returning his favor, Ancient God Luoling whispered before leaving. Once Ancient God Luoling left, a rank 8 samsara immortal body appeared nearby, but it exuded the soul energy of a rank 9 ancient god. Ancient God Luoling and that brat are together. Ancient God Netherspring once more fell into thought. He still didn't know Zhao Feng's true identity and believed that Zhao Feng was the same as Ancient God Luoling, a member of the space-time sacred land. Could Ancient God Luoling be planning to meet up with that brat and leave this place with the Heaven's Legacy cat? Ancient God Netherspring's eyes flashed. If Ancient God Luoling met up with Zhao Feng, the Devil Saint God duo would only be sending themselves to their deaths. Not even a rank 9 samsara immortal body would be able to deal with them, and the Heaven's Legacy cat might also be taken away. If I don't capture you, what face will I have left? Ancient God Netherspring growled. The Heavenly Demon Hall only had 2 infiltrators in total. The 2 of them were about to meet up. This meant that Ancient God Netherspring no longer needed to oversee this place. Even if something else happened, nothing was more important than the Heaven's Legacy cat and the 2 infiltrators. Whoosh! With this thought in mind, Ancient God Netherspring's body transformed into a fog of dusk and vanished from the secret hall. Where do you think you're going? If you have the skills, fight me! Ancient God Azura Gate angrily roared. Ever since the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array was laid down, Zhao Feng had not fought with him. Instead, he had attacked the other members of the Heavenly Demon Hall. Just a moment ago, a rank 7 ancient god had been killed in front of him. This feeling of helplessness and humiliation made Ancient God Azura Gate almost lose his mind. Zhao Feng coldly laughed. He didn't fight with Ancient God Azura Gate not because he was afraid of him. It was just that killing Ancient God Azura Gate was rather troublesome. If he allowed the others here to escape, he would suffer a loss. Thus, Zhao Feng decided to kill the others first. Whoosh! In a flash of golden light, Zhao Feng appeared in front of an azure-robed rank 7 ancient god. Hurry and undo the array! The azure-robed ancient god grimaced in panic at the sight of Zhao Feng charging at him. The Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array was created by 4 people using a special tool. Undoing it required 4 people, or else it would be extremely troublesome. 2 of the Samsara immortal bodies had died, and Zhao Feng had killed one while the other was being held down by the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. At this moment, only the red-haired man and the azure-robed ancient god were left. The 2 of them had begun to undo the array the moment the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon and the Heaven's Legacy cat appeared, but they had yet to succeed. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement. Zhao Feng activated the Supreme Quality Divine Artifact, the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror. Oh no! The azure-robed ancient god immediately stopped trying to undo the array and began to flee. Swish! However, the speed of the 7 chains was not the slightest bit slower than him. They followed closely behind him like venomous lightning snakes. As long as he relaxed for a moment, he would be entangled. Don't even think about succeeding! At this moment, ancient god Azure Gate charged at Zhao Feng. The sword in his hand madly danced, unleashing countless massive blades that filled the world. Chaos Origin Shield! Zhao Feng circulated his Chaos Origin divine power, forming a dark and twisted shield of light around himself. Ignoring ancient god Azure Gate, he focused all his attention on the azure-robed ancient god. Don't! The azure-robed ancient god howled in fear. Kling-ling! His soul was dragged out by the 7 lightning chains. No matter how he struggled, he couldn't escape. Collect! Zhao Feng's 9 lightning soul refining mirror took in another soul. Meow! On the side, the little thieving cat was happily dancing around, completely uninvolved. It only killed ancient god Netherspring's 2 samsara immortal bodies and didn't care about anything else. This was Zhao Feng's order. After all, if they were killed by the little thieving cat, they still had a chance to be revived. If the 9 lightning soul refining mirror absorbed their souls, not only could it avoid this, but it could also refine them into lightning soul crystals. How could this be? The red-haired man in the array was dumbstruck. They had originally created a trapping array to surround and kill Zhao Feng, but now, they were being imprisoned and slaughtered by Zhao Feng. Whoosh! Zhao Feng flew toward the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. At this moment, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon's opponent was on the verge of death. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement! Zhao Feng activated the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror and took in another person. The only ones left in the array were Ancient God Azure Gate and the red-haired man. At this moment, a rank 8 Ancient God arrived outside the array. What happened? How could this be? The rank 8 Ancient God was stunned. Before coming, he was worried that he would be too late and that the intruder would already be captured. He didn't expect to be greeted by this sight. He wanted to go in and help the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall, but he couldn't break the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array. All he could do was stare in a daze at what was happening inside the array. This can't be real. This kid, how could this be? The red-haired man and Ancient God Azure Gate were both stunned and filled with deep fear. Only the 2 of them were left, but they were keenly aware that they were no match for Zhao Feng's group. And the powerful reinforcements of the Heavenly Demon Hall had yet to arrive. Were they also going to die here? They were keenly aware that once the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror absorbed their souls, they wouldn't even have a chance to be revived. Kill him first. Zhao Feng and the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon glanced at each other, and then they attacked the red-haired man. The red-haired man and Ancient God Azure Gate were both rank 8s, but Ancient God Azure Gate was a peak rank 8, making him rather difficult to deal with. No! The red-haired man screamed as he madly fled. But in terms of speed, he wasn't as fast as Zhao Feng, and with the restriction of space, he had nowhere to run. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement. Zhao Feng activated the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror, sending 7 chains of lightning howling forward. Destruction Dragon Flame. The Black Destruction Serpent Dragon unleashed 2 balls of scarlet-black flame from its claws. These flames instantly transformed into 2 scarlet-black tornadoes that wreaked havoc and annihilated all. Hurry and save me. If we work together, we might be able to deal with them. The red-haired man was in grave danger and asked Ancient God Azure Gate for help. We've lost. Even if we work together, we're no match for them. Ancient God Azure Gate had a sorrowful expression. He was no match for Zhao Feng, and the red-haired man was no match for the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. Besides, there was also the Heaven's Legacy Cat watching from the side. Earth-shaking Nova. Zhao Feng seized the opportunity to unleash a powerful eye bloodline technique. Boom! Bang! The red-haired man's body was bombarded by chaotic energy, and his entire body was blasted to pieces. Kling-ling! His soul was dragged into the 9 lightning soul-refining mirror by the chains of lightning. The only person left in the array was ancient god Azure Gate. Zhao Feng and the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon both looked at him. No. I don't want to die. Ancient god Azure Gate gave a shrill howl. Suddenly his body began to exude frightening ripples of energy. Not good. Self-detonate. Zhao Feng and the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon immediately retreated and put up layers of defenses. This way, I won't have to die. Ancient god Azure Gate had a pained and sorrowful look on his face. By detonating his soul, Zhao Feng wouldn't be able to take it away. This way, he still had a chance to be revived. Ancient god Azure Gate bitterly smiled. He had never imagined that he would be forced into this situation, that he would have to use self-detonation for a chance at survival. Meow! The little thieving cat jumped up to Zhao Feng and extended a paw, unleashing a screen of runes. This screen was imbued with sealing intent and seemed capable of suppressing any kind of energy. Boom! Bang! A terrifying storm of energy swept through the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array. The world faintly trembled, and the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array was blown to pieces. The surroundings were empty, and the rank 8 ancient god outside the array sensed that something was wrong and had long ago fled. However, Zhao Feng noticed that someone had appeared not far behind ancient god Azure Gate's explosion. Chapter 1343. Ancient god Luo Ling originally planned to find Zhao Feng and take him away with her. After all, the two of them had worked together at the very beginning, and later on, Zhao Feng had kindly warned ancient god Luo Ling taking Zhao Feng away from this place would be as easy as lifting a finger. But when she arrived at the place where Zhao Feng was hiding, she sensed enormous ripples of energy and heaven-shaking explosions. At the start, ancient god Luo Ling believed that Zhao Feng's hiding place had been discovered by the heavenly demon hall and that the two sides were fighting. She prepared to rush over and help Zhao Feng. But when she arrived at the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array, she saw that Zhao Feng and the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon were working together to kill the red-haired man while the peak rank 8 puppet had chosen to self-detonate. The man and puppet had expressions of pain, grief, helplessness, and humiliation. This sight was a massive blow to ancient god Luo Ling. Although Zhao Feng had a helper, it was only a peak rank 7, yet it was still enough to force his opponent into this state. This was not something that someone who had just broken into rank 8 could do. If ancient god Luo Ling hadn't worked together with Zhao Feng at the very beginning, she would have never believed that the person in the 5-colored mist was Zhao Feng. He killed a rank 8 ancient god in a direct confrontation and even forced a peak rank 8 puppet to self-detonate. Ancient god Luo Ling's face was rather dazed. A peak rank 8 puppet had actually chosen to self-detonate without any intention of fighting. It was hard to imagine just what had happened in the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array. At this moment, Zhao Feng also noticed ancient god Luo Ling. How did you come here? Zhao Feng looked at ancient god Luo Ling and asked. Didn't ancient god Luo Ling go to the core secret hall? Even if she failed, she should have been looking for a chance to escape. Why did she come to find him? At this moment, the little thieving cat used some sort of method to easily undo the Celestial Dragon's spatial lock array. Ancient god Luo Ling grimaced. Because of the array, her senses weren't very complete. Now that the array formation had disappeared, she instantly felt an intense aura of death. Obviously, it wasn't just the red-haired man and the mechanical puppet that had died in this formation. Ancient god Luo Ling suddenly turned to the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon. Destruction Dragon Tribe! Ancient god Luo Ling was even more shocked. The aura of the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon caused her bloodline to tremble slightly. Although the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon's bloodline was extremely weak, it was still the bloodline of the Destruction Dragon race, which was ranked in the top 10 of the 10,000 ancient races. The strongest Destruction Dragon race bloodline was even comparable to the 8 Great God Eye bloodlines. I saw you hiding there and thought you couldn't get out, so I came back to take you away. Ancient God Luo Ling hesitated for a few moments before speaking. Now, she had already regarded Zhao Feng as an equal existence to her. He had just broken through to the Eighth Order, yet he had such a shocking battle record. He was not inferior to her at all. Zhao Feng's mind stirred. He was indeed waiting for an opportunity to leave. But if he left with Ancient God Luo Ling, he would definitely attract the attention of the space-time sacred land. Back in the wild ancient secret dimension, Zhao Feng had taken the space-time robe from the space-time sacred lands team, sowing a grudge. Zhao Feng was just about to refuse when an idea suddenly popped up in his mind. "Let's make a deal," Zhao Feng straightforwardly said. "I'll take you out. I don't need anything from you." A hint of disdain flashed through Ancient God Luo Ling's eyes. Zhao Feng's words caused Ancient God Luo Ling to mistakenly believe that Zhao Feng meant that she wanted to take Zhao Feng out for some treasure on Zhao Feng's body. However, Ancient God Luo Ling truly did desire the space-time robe. "You misunderstand. I want to make another deal with you." Zhao Feng faintly smiled. Ancient God Luo Ling was startled for a moment, and then her face slightly blushed. "What deal?" Ancient God Luo Ling whispered. "I'll let you enter the space-time robe's dimension and break into rank 9, and you will help me with something." Zhao Feng faintly smiled. "You want me to break into rank 9 and enter the space-time robe's dimension?" Ancient God Luo Ling was stunned. One had to realize that each of the 3 ranks of the ancient God realm was extremely difficult to break through. Even with the help of a higher-level expert, breaking through was not something that could be done just because one wanted to. And the person who was saying this to Ancient God Luo Ling was someone with a lower cultivation than her. In addition, entering the space-time robe's dimension was equivalent to feeling out the core of the space-time robe. Although the space-time robe already had a master, once Zhao Feng was heavily injured or Ancient God Luo Ling had some special method, she was completely capable of taking it away. "Heavenly God Liquid? Have you heard of it?" Zhao Feng asked. Only by taking the Heavenly God Liquid for the first time would one have an extremely high chance of breaking through. Zhao Feng had never heard of this Heavenly God Liquid before. It was probably a treasure developed by the Heaven's Legacy race for breaking through. Thus, Ancient God Luo Ling had probably never taken the Heavenly God Liquid before. Ancient God Luo Ling shook her head, indicating that she had never heard of it. "This treasure has a certain chance of allowing a rank 9 true God expert to directly break into a rank. The lower one's cultivation, the higher the chance. I used this treasure to break into rank 8 ancient God. You're already peak rank 8, so there shouldn't be much of a problem." Zhao Feng began to explain the details to Ancient God Luo Ling. Although peak rank 8 wasn't much of a problem, Zhao Feng didn't dare to guarantee it with 100% certainty. No one could say for sure about something like probability. Thus, he first explained the situation clearly. "I agree." Ancient God Luo Ling immediately agreed. The deal that Zhao Feng proposed was only beneficial to her. "Okay." Zhao Feng took out a contract scroll. The primary purpose of the contract was to restrict Ancient God Luo Ling so that after she entered the space-time robe dimension, she wouldn't be able to do anything to the space-time robe and would have to focus on breaking through. Zhao Feng then gave one of the 2 remaining portions of Heavenly God Liquid to Ancient God Luo Ling's swish. With a wave of the space-time robe, Ancient God Luo Ling and the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon both entered the dimension. Clink clang! The little thieving cat tossed out several bronze coins and then pointed in a certain direction. Zhao Feng flew off in the direction that the little thieving cat had pointed. In a certain secret cultivation room, a figure suddenly appeared. "Elder, the intruders have fled to the east." He immediately took out his token and sent a message. Originally, this person was following Ancient God Nether Spring's orders and heading to the target location to surround and kill Zhao Feng. However, the situation had changed, and they had also received orders not to approach the target location. Thus, quite a few members of the Heavenly Demon Hall were hiding in the vicinity of the target location, including Ancient God Nether Spring's Samsara immortal body. Within the Heavenly Demon Hall, Ancient God Nether Spring was traveling at full speed. His eye of samsara was not skilled in combat, and his speed was no exception. Thus, he wasn't just a little bit slower than ancient god Luoling, a descendant of the space-time god I. At this moment, he took out a token and sensed it. You think you can escape? Ancient god Netherspring coldly snorted. This time, he was personally taking action. The two intruders were doomed, and the Heaven's Legacy cat wouldn't be able to escape. No, to the east. Ancient god Netherspring grimaced, and then he began to think. Damn! They're fleeing in the safest direction. Ancient god Netherspring immediately began to curse. His rank 9 samsara immortal body was coming from the west while he was traveling from the north. Coincidentally, Zhao Feng was fleeing to the east. Did Zhao Feng know all this? It has to be the Heaven's Legacy cat. Ancient god Netherspring immediately understood. The Heaven's Legacy cat had been staying at Zhao Feng's side this entire time. The mighty Heaven's Legacy cat was completely capable of predicting this sort of thing. It's just prolonging the time before you die. Ancient god Netherspring didn't care. In addition, the Devil Saint God duo would probably catch up to Zhao Feng first. He didn't need them to capture Zhao Feng, just disturb and restrain Zhao Feng's group. If they wanted to, it would be fine as long as they didn't lose him. Once ancient god Netherspring and his rank 9 samsara immortal body arrived, everything would be settled. The corridors of the heavenly demon hall were as complicated as a maze. The wings on Zhao Feng's back flapped, and his body transformed into a faint golden streak of light as he flew through the corridors. I hope that ancient god Luoling can break through soon, Zhao Feng thought to himself. In truth, he could just leave with ancient god Luoling. However, Zhao Feng was still somewhat unwilling to just leave, so he made a deal with ancient god Luoling. Once ancient god Luoling broke into rank 9, they would be able to do as they pleased in the heavenly demon hall. In addition, the greatest beneficiary of this deal was ancient god Luoling. From a certain perspective, Zhao Feng had also established a good relationship with the space-time sacred land. They came so quickly! Zhao Feng's eyes flashed. At a fork in the road, Zhao Feng suddenly took a turn. At the same time, the Devil Saint God duo suddenly appeared at the entrance to the corridor. An infiltrator! The two of them immediately cried out in alarm. They had received ancient god Netherspring's order that they only needed to hold down the infiltrator and not lose him. When they first saw Zhao Feng, the two of them were given quite a fright. Based on what ancient god Netherspring had said, Zhao Feng's group was far stronger than them, so they could not engage in a direct confrontation. But in reality, Zhao Feng had fled the moment he saw them. If Zhao Feng's group was stronger than them, why would he run? The Devil Saint God duo found it rather hard to understand. After him! The two immediately pursued. But Zhao Feng paid them no attention. Moreover, Zhao Feng was just a little faster than them. If this continued, they were certain to be thrown off. Damn! This kid is even faster than us! The Devil Saint God duo felt like they had lost a great deal of face. In truth, if Zhao Feng flew at full speed, the two of them would have never been able to catch up. However, Zhao Feng had just experienced a major battle and was quite exhausted. He had more important things to do, so there was no need to waste energy on this. Moreover, it wasn't important whether he could throw off these two or not. Ghost Demon Blade! Holy Light Fairy Spirit Sword! The Devil Saint God duo unleashed powerful attacks to interfere with Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng dodged a few times, but he continued to ignore the two as he recklessly charged through the corridors of the heavenly demon hall. Still not done? Taking too long would be dangerous. Zhao Feng sent his mind into the space-time robe. At this moment, ancient god Luoling was at a crucial moment in forming her divine stage. Suddenly, the fleeing Zhao Feng slowed down. Oh no! Zhao Feng grimaced as he turned and charged toward the Devil Saint God duo. Haha, where do you think you're going? The Devil Saint God duo coldly laughed as they charged at Zhao Feng. They were not at all surprised by Zhao Feng's sudden abnormality. At this moment, a powerful energy that made one's mind tremble came from nearby. Gradually, the air became scorching hot, and the air crackled with electricity. "Intruder, die!" A deafening roar reverberated through the air. A massive red figure appeared at the end of the corridor. It had a human body and a dragon head, 2 wings on its back, and a savage and tyrannical face. This was none other than a rank 9 Samsara immortal body, an expert of the Thunder Flame ancient dragon race. Chapter 1344. Intruder, die! The powerful being of the Thunder Flame ancient dragon tribe roared the moment he appeared, causing the void around him to tremble slightly. "Rank 9 Samsara immortal body!" Without another word, Zhao Feng turned and fled. If this was an ordinary rank 9 ancient god, Zhao Feng might have been able to fight back with his 2 supreme quality divine artifacts. But this Thunder Flame ancient dragon had been a terrifying race that specialized in combat while alive, and now that it had an immortal body, clashing with it was tantamount to seeking death. Moreover, the Devil Saint God duo was nearby. "Get out of my way!" Zhao Feng had only just turned around when he saw the Devil Saint God duo attacking him. He immediately circulated his Chaos Origin divine power to form a dark and twisted shield of light, and then he activated the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. Swish! The 9 lightning soul refining mirror fiercely spewed out an incomparably huge lightning dragon. This astonishing energy and lightning left the Devil Saint God duo slightly alarmed, but as Samsara immortal bodies, they had nothing to fear. Forbidden illusion lost world! As the Devil Saint God duo prepared to unleash a powerful attack, Zhao Feng's left eye immediately used a soul illusion technique. Although the Devil Saint God duo were both peak rank 8, they were still momentarily confused by Zhao Feng's illusion technique. Boom! Bang! Crash! The Devil Saint God duo was on the back foot, and the enormous lightning dragon tore through them, causing their bodies to shatter and fall back. Zhao Feng used this opening to flee. "Where do you think you're going?" The rank 9 Samsara immortal body bellowed and waved its hand. Kaboom! A dazzling dragon of lightning and fire shot forward. In both momentum and power, it far surpassed the lightning dragon attack unleashed by Zhao Feng's 9 lightning soul refining mirror. The lightning dragon left a trail of destruction in its wake. Space-time barrier! Zhao Feng immediately activated the space-time robe, unleashing a spatial layer that seemed both real and fake. The moment the lightning dragon touched this space-time energy, it was immediately affected. Rumble! Hiss! A few moments later, the space-time energy was blasted apart by the lightning dragon. But by this time, Zhao Feng had already fled. "Quickly chase after him, don't let that brat get away!" The Devil Saint God duo immediately shouted. Now that ancient god Netherspring's rank 9 Samsara immortal body had arrived, did the intruder still have the strength to resist? Even if he fled with all his might, he would not be able to escape the Thunder Flame ancient dragon's palm. "There's no hurry," the Thunder Flame ancient dragon said in a low voice. The Devil Saint God duo were just about to question him when they received a message from ancient god Netherspring. "This infiltrator has probably already met up with ancient god Luo Ling. He also has the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon and the Heaven's Legacy Cat as helpers. Capture him if you can, but don't let him escape." "Is that so? But Master, why did you come personally?" After hearing that, the Devil Saint God duo was taken aback. If what their master said was true, the 2 of them and the Thunder Flame ancient dragon might not be able to capture Zhao Feng. But if ancient god Netherspring personally came, there would be no problem. Although the Eye of Samsara was not skilled in combat, ancient god Netherspring was still a rank 9 ancient god. His strength could not be underestimated. At this moment, everyone in the Heavenly Demon Hall will listen to my orders and gather around you. When the time comes, I'll have them taste despair. Ancient god Netherspring coldly snorted, his icy words echoing in their souls. Ancient god Netherspring's hatred for Zhao Feng was indescribable. For the sake of victory in this operation, ancient god Netherspring had brought out all his strength and was even personally taking action. In addition, he had mobilized everyone in the Heavenly Demon Hall that he could mobilize. He had mobilized such a large force just to kill 2 intruders and capture the Heaven's Legacy cat. It's not in a rush to catch up. Zhao Feng was rather surprised. In normal circumstances, the rank 9 Samsara immortal body would have put all its effort into capturing him. With the Thunderflame Ancient Dragon's speed, it wouldn't be too difficult for it to catch up to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng had already made his preparations. If he was no match, he would use his trump cards and have the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon and the Heaven's Legacy cat take action. If that still didn't work, he would call for reinforcements from the Ancient Dream Realm. But while the Thunderflame Ancient Dragon and the Devil Saint God duo were still pursuing Zhao Feng, they weren't putting much effort into it. That's fine. Since you've given me time, I'll give you a pleasant surprise. Zhao Feng chuckled as he continued to flee. All the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall that could move were under Ancient God Netherspring's orders. In a secret room, a thin woman had a fearful expression. She was one of the members who had worked together with Ancient God Profound Devil's group to massacre the ruins of the Heaven's Legacy race. It really is him. Ancient God Profound Devil and the others are all dead. The thin woman was rather disappointed. After all, the 6 of them had been carrying out missions for many years, but now, she was the only one left. The thin woman suddenly took out a message token. After receiving Ancient God Netherspring's message, she did not move. The thin woman had interacted with Zhao Feng many times, so she had enough clues. She could use the Eye of Destiny to roughly predict what would happen to her. The bad side. Capture the infiltrator. Everyone will be rewarded with contribution points. A white-haired old man excitedly made his move. All the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall began to move in a general direction. As for the fleeing Zhao Feng, he finally realized what was happening. His god's spiritual eye could see that there were quite a few people moving around, but none of them had appeared to attack him. I didn't think that the Heavenly Demon Hall would mobilize such a large force just to deal with me. Zhao Feng helplessly smiled. These people were truly overestimating him. Up ahead, what's that? Zhao Feng's eyes froze. At the same time, Zhao Feng felt an enormous pressure from behind him. The area around him became scorching hot, and lightning could be faintly seen. Boom! The Thunderflame Ancient Dragon and the Devil Saint God duo suddenly exerted their greatest speed and pursued. At the same time, several unfamiliar figures began to appear around Zhao Feng. Although they couldn't see Zhao Feng, they had received someone's orders and knew where to go, so they were rapidly surrounding Zhao Feng. Let me see just how long you can be so arrogant. At this moment, a cold and resounding roar came from up ahead. Boom! Bang! Crash! As an enormous energy crushed down, the surrounding buildings collapsed and shattered. A moment later, a pitch-black figure appeared in Zhao Feng's vision. He was dressed in a black robe, and he was shrouded in a gloomy and sinister mist. His eyes that seemed to lead to the underworld were locked onto Zhao Feng. When Ancient God Netherspring saw Zhao Feng, his face became abnormally savage and terrifying. Anger, agitation, and resentment all appeared on his face. Rank 9 Samsara God Eye Descendant. Zhao Feng indifferently stared at Ancient God Netherspring. Zhao Feng had exchanged many blows with Ancient God Netherspring, but this was the first time the two had ever met. I didn't think that you would personally take action. Zhao Feng truly hadn't expected this. It seemed like Ancient God Netherspring's hatred for him had already reached its limit. Zhao Feng finally understood why the Thunderflame Ancient Dragon hadn't immediately killed him. Ancient God Netherspring wanted to torture Zhao Feng, personally kill him, and even turn him into a Samsara immortal body so that Zhao Feng would beg for death. At this moment, the Thunderflame Ancient Dragon and the Devil Saint God duo appeared behind Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng could also sense other weak auras around him. Die! Ancient God Netherspring coldly stared at Zhao Feng. As he spoke, Zhao Feng could already sense the extremely oppressive ripples of divine power around him. Slow down. Don't you want to know why the Heaven's Legacy cat is willing to follow me and listen to my orders? Zhao Feng suddenly said. Ancient God Netherspring was taken aback. He wasn't surprised that Zhao Feng knew of the Heaven's Legacy Cat. What he was truly interested in was why the Heaven's Legacy Cat was willing to follow Zhao Feng, help Zhao Feng obtain the treasures in the treasury, and even listen to Zhao Feng's orders to kill members of the Heavenly Demon Hall. Previously, when they captured the Heaven's Legacy Cat, it refused to cooperate no matter what they did. "Tell me your method, and I can give you a quick death." Ancient God Netherspring hesitated for a few moments before speaking again. Zhao Feng had to be killed. If he could get some information out of him, that would be for the best. Even if he couldn't, it didn't matter. After all, the Heaven's Legacy Cat would soon be taken away by a God Lord expert. "If I hand over everything I stole from the treasury, can you let me go?" Zhao Feng put on a fearful expression as he began to bargain with Ancient God Netherspring. Ancient God Netherspring's expression froze, his brow furrowing. If he directly tried to kill Zhao Feng, when he was no match for him, he might self-detonate, destroying the majority of the treasures. Ancient God Netherspring felt his mind go haywire. "No, he's just buying time." Ancient God Netherspring grimaced, his icy killing intent almost tangible. Just now, he had been so distracted by the prophet and Zhao Feng's words that he hadn't thought things through. Now that he had calmed down, he realized many suspicious points. Firstly, Zhao Feng had only been randomly running through the Heavenly Demon Hall, not looking for an exit. Secondly, Ancient God Luoling had met up with Zhao Feng, but there was no sign of her. Finally, the Black Destruction Serpent Dragon and the Heaven's Legacy Cat had not appeared. All of this was too abnormal, and Ancient God Netherspring felt a little uneasy. "Kill him!" Ancient God Netherspring ordered. The next instant, a shocking surge of intent shot out from his left eye, and a surge of intent that transcended everything surged out from it. On the other side, the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon's claws unleashed a scarlet net of lightning that twisted into a ball of dreadful energy. Zhao Feng could also sense that there were other ripples of divine power in the surroundings. At this moment, Zhao Feng was surrounded by 2 rank 9s, 2 peak rank 8s, and several other ancient gods. He was at the end of his rope. "Can you kill me?" Zhao Feng coldly laughed. As soon as he said that, everyone around him was stunned. Then, a mocking look appeared on their faces. "You're at death's door, but you're still so arrogant. What a joke! A moment later, you'll die without a grave." The many ancient gods jeered in disdain. Only Ancient God Netherspring felt even more uneasy. Bzzz. A gloomy ball of light exploded from his eyes, suffused with ultimate samsara intent that seemed capable of restraining all living beings in the world. Ancient God Netherspring's eye bloodline technique was about to strike Zhao Feng, but he still appeared unconcerned. Chapter 1345. Ancient God Luoling suddenly appeared and dispelled Ancient God Netherspring's eye bloodline technique with a single move. At the same time, the worldly energy of a rank 9 ancient god swept through the area. This energy even caused the few rank 8 and rank 7 attacks in the area to pause for a few moments. "Rank 9 ancient god!" Ancient God Netherspring stared at Ancient God Luoling in shock. Ancient God Luoling had clearly met up with Zhao Feng, but she still hadn't appeared. This made him rather uneasy. He finally understood. Ancient God Luoling had been hiding in the space-time robe dimension, taking heavenly god liquid to cultivate and break through. Originally, although Zhao Feng's group possessed extraordinary strength, the Heavenly Demon Hall had 2 rank 9 ancient gods, which should have given them the upper hand. But now, a rank 9 ancient god had appeared on Zhao Feng's side, causing the balance of victory to slightly tilt in their favor. "She actually broke into rank 9! The Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon stared at Ancient God Luoling, its expression darkening. It had fought with Ancient God Luoling before. Although Ancient God Luoling couldn't fight head-on against it, if she wanted to run, the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon couldn't do anything. Now that Ancient God Luoling had become a rank 9 ancient god, she would be even more troublesome to deal with. Brum! Ancient God Luoling only managed to block Ancient God Netherspring's attack. At this moment, the attacks of everyone else began to descend. Space-time barrier! Zhao Feng activated the space-time robe, unleashing layers upon layers of spatial blurs. At the same time, ancient god Luoling activated her eye of space-time and unleashed a white ball of light. This white ball of light fused with Zhao Feng's space-time barrier and engulfed the two of them. The two had worked together before, so their cooperation this time was even more harmonious. Boom! The attacks of the Heavenly Demon Hall members were immediately affected by the space-time intent the moment they touched the ball of light around them. Not only were the attacks weakened, but they also became extremely slow. During this time, Zhao Feng and ancient god Luoling swiftly moved to destroy all the attacks. The tacit cooperation of the two left everyone alarmed. They were now even more certain that they were members of the space-time sacred land and had an extremely good relationship. Many thanks for your heavenly god liquid, ancient god Luoling gratefully said. She was already at the peak of Tier 8, so her chances of success were indeed very high. Moreover, using the deity elixir to cultivate and break through would not cause her foundation to become unstable. More importantly, now that her cultivation had reached the 9th rank, she didn't need to swallow her anger like before. She could even go to the secret hall again. It's just a deal. I'm not helping you unconditionally, Zhao Feng said casually. Zhao Feng helped ancient god Luoling break into rank 9, but the corresponding condition was that ancient god Luoling and Zhao Feng would fight together. All this while, Zhao Feng had been hiding everywhere. Now, he could finally vent his anger. The two of them conversed as if no one else was present, causing the expressions of the surrounding Heavenly Demon Hall members to change. Even if you break through to the 9th order, do you think you can get out of here alive? At this moment, ancient god Netherspring sneered. The people of the space-time sacred land were still so arrogant and condescending. At this moment, Zhao Feng's scheme had finally been exposed, but it wouldn't have much of an impact on the overall situation, so ancient god Netherspring was not worried. Surround and kill. Ancient god Netherspring immediately ordered. Boom boom boom! Enormous energies soared into the sky around Zhao Feng and ancient god Luoling, causing all of the Heavenly Demon Hall to tremble. A moment later, several sharp divine power attacks appeared around the pair. All of you, come out as well! Zhao Feng bellowed. Swish! The black destruction serpent dragon, Zhao Wang, and the little thieving cat appeared next to him. After taking the heavenly god liquid, Zhao Wang had smoothly broken into the rank 7 ancient god level, giving him the right to directly participate in the battle with Zhao Feng. There's still one more person. Ancient god Netherspring's brow creased. Although he had never seen Zhao Wang before, Zhao Wang was just a rank 7 ancient god, so ancient god Netherspring didn't care too much about him. Brum! The thunder flame ancient dragon charged at ancient god Luoling, wreathed in lightning and fire. Let me see if you've gotten any stronger after breaking into rank 9. The thunder flame ancient dragon was shrouded in clouds of lightning and fire as it rumbled toward ancient god Luoling. Even ancient god Luoling's face turned grave from the terrifying energy of the world, and all she could do was dodge. The thunder flame ancient dragon was left to ancient god Luoling while Zhao Feng searched for his own target. Kill! Zhao Feng moved with incredible speed, his body blinking as he approached a rank 8 ancient god. He activated the 9 lightning soul refining mirror, unleashing 7 chains of lightning that bound and restrained the opponent's soul. Chaos Origin Divine Fist. Wind Lightning Eye Flame. At the same time, Zhao Feng unleashed a fist of gloomy light, while his left eye unleashed a bolt of lightning and fire. After a few exchanges, the rank 8 ancient god was defeated, and his battered soul was drawn into the 9 lightning soul refining mirror by Zhao Feng. How could this be? He instantly killed a rank 8 ancient god. Didn't he just break into rank 8? How could he be so strong? Quite a few nearby ancient god experts called out in shock as they put some distance between themselves and Zhao Feng. The fighting power Zhao Feng displayed was far too terrifying. Other than ancient god Netherspring, the Devil Saint God duo, and the Thunderflame Ancient Dragon, no one else present was a match for him. At this moment, the scream of a rank 7 ancient god came from the other side. A black hole suffused with death energy had appeared on the rank 7 ancient god's body, constantly sucking away at his life. Death Curse Art. Zhao Wang waved the staff of Death Curse and unleashed a wondrous curse energy. The rank 7 ancient god's body was instantly engulfed in a sinister and gloomy ghost curtain, and his condition continued to decline. The Death Curse Art and the Death Black Hole fused together. A few moments later, the rank 7 ancient god was instantly killed by Zhao Wang. This Death God Descendant is so strong. The divine artifact in his hand seems to be a supreme quality divine artifact, the Staff of Death Curse. A Death God Descendant called out in alarm. The Staff of Death Curse was a supreme quality offensive divine artifact that Death God Descendants could only dream about. It could be used with the Eye of Death, and it also contained curse energy. When used with death intent, its power was unparalleled. Another supreme quality divine artifact. Ancient God Nether Spring's eyes flashed, and he found Zhao Feng to be even more unfathomable. Boom! Bang! Crash! On the other side, a dreadful energy of destruction and calamity swept through the area. The black destruction serpent dragon grew larger, transforming into a vicious serpent dragon. Every movement it made exuded a dreadful energy. Every ancient god is so powerful. The Devil Saint God duo were rather stunned. Besides Zhao Wang and the black destruction serpent dragon, the little thieving cat was even more mysterious and unfathomable. Its techniques were profound and unstoppable. Leave the Heaven's Legacy cat to me. The two of you deal with that brat. Ancient God Nether Spring immediately called out. Although he hated Zhao Feng to the bone, capturing the Heaven's Legacy cat was the most important thing right now. Although the Devil Saint God duo were powerful, they had too few tricks up their sleeves to deal with the Heaven's Legacy cat. Brat, obediently accept your death. The Devil Saint God duo found their target and immediately attacked together. But Zhao Feng completely ignored them. Swish! Swish! He combined the metal lightning radiance wings with spatial flash, allowing him to move at a speed close to the little thieving cat's ghostly appearance. After rapidly flying away, Zhao Feng charged at a rank 7 ancient god. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement. Zhao Feng activated the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror, and in less than 2 seconds, he had devoured the enemy's soul. This was the Heavenly Demon Hall. The longer this battle dragged on, the more people would arrive. Thus, Zhao Feng's strategy was to pick out the soft persimmons and kill them first. Damn, this brat has the space-time robe. We can't catch up to him. The Devil Saint God duo grimaced and tried to find an excuse. At this moment, Zhao Feng was already closing in on another person. Hurry and stop him! The Devil Saint God duo called out in alarm. But no one could stop Zhao Feng. By the time the Devil Saint God duo arrived, another member had died to Zhao Feng. Okay. Ancient God Luo Ling happily called out from her battle with the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon. Their side was originally on the back foot, but now the tables were turning. On the other side, Ancient God Nether Spring, who was chasing the Heaven's Legacy cat, also found the situation extremely troublesome. This won't do if this continues. Ancient God Nether Spring's expression darkened. He hadn't expected for Ancient God Luo Ling to break into rank 9, and Zhao Feng also had a Death God Descendant helping him. Now that the two sides were fighting, Zhao Feng was relying on his unparalleled speed to kill the weak. If this continued, the Heavenly Demon Hall's advantage would gradually disappear, and they would eventually be on the back foot. Master! The Devil Saint God duo had unsightly expressions on their faces. They were 2 peak rank 8s, but because their speed was inferior to Zhao Feng's, they were the ones being played around by Zhao Feng. Moreover, Zhao Feng had a rank 9 combatant on his side. Even a special space sealing array would be broken. Don't worry! I have a plan! Ancient God Nether Spring messaged. Although the Heavenly Demon Hall was a peak 4-star faction, its upper echelon members were completely comparable to 5-star factions. It was definitely a hegemon amongst peak 4-star factions. In addition, there was one other thing that the Heavenly Demon Hall relied on the most. It was the God Eye fusion art. However, the God Eye fusion art required time and could not be interrupted midway. Ancient God Netherspring had long ago noticed Zhao Feng's powerful senses. Thus, this matter had to be carried out in secret and could not be discovered by Zhao Feng. The Heavenly Demon Hall had many members, so gathering 8 God Eye descendants was no problem. When the time came, that mysterious energy that ruled over all would be enough to instantly kill Zhao Feng, Ancient God Luoling, and the others. One had to realize that the God Eye fusion art used by Ancient God Profound Devil's group of 5 could even temporarily trap a rank 9 Ancient God. If 8 God Eye descendants used this art together, the power would be unimaginable. With this thought in mind, Ancient God Netherspring began to secretly plan. The little thieving cat's eyes suddenly spun, and it threw out several bronze coins. Meow! The little thieving cat immediately looked at Zhao Feng and gestured a few times. Take that silver pill? Zhao Feng was taken aback, but a moment later, he understood what the little thieving cat meant. In the Western Treasury, Zhao Feng had obtained 3 items in total. The first was the Destruction Dragon Race Reverse Scale, the second was the Heavenly God Liquid, and the third was an exquisite pill covered in silver runes. The little thieving cat had never explained the effects of this pill. But now, the little thieving cat had to have Zhao Feng take it for a reason. It wouldn't try to trick its master at this crucial moment. Swish! Zhao Feng took out a silver rune pill from his interspatial dimension. This pill didn't have any unique aura or light, but at a glance, one could feel that it was extraordinary and had a mysterious and unfathomable feeling. Chapter 1346. Divine Ancient Pill! Ancient God Netherspring's eyes dimmed. He was well aware of what was missing from the treasury. That's the Divine Ancient Pill! Some members of the Heavenly Demon Hall didn't recognize the Divine Ancient Pill, but the few ancient gods who did were all surprised and confused. I heard that this pill is targeted at the descendants of the 8 great god eyes. Taking it can cause the bloodline to revert to its ancestral form, and it can even awaken the memories in the bloodline. A rank 8 ancient god stared at the pill in Zhao Feng's hand and whispered. The reason bloodlines could be passed down was because the bloodline ancestor, once their cultivation reached a heaven-defying level, would use special methods to allow their bloodline power to be passed down. The bloodline could not only give its wielder strength, amplification, and other abilities, but it also contained the bloodline memories of the great ancestor. There were quite a few such stories in the ancient desolate realm of gods. Some expert would suddenly awaken their bloodline memories and obtain a divine ability that allowed them to become invincible in the same cultivation level. This was also why all the experts in the ancient desolate realm of gods were constantly trying to improve their bloodlines so that they could revert to their ancestral forms. However, everything depended on luck and fortune. There were quite a few peak experts in the ancient desolate realm of gods whose bloodlines had already reverted to their ancestral forms, but they still had not awakened their bloodline memories. The Divine Ancient Pill was a pill developed by the Heavenly Demon Hall that could increase the rate at which the eye bloodline could revert to its ancestral form and awaken a deeper level of power in the bloodline. It sounded like the Divine Ancient Pill had rather absurd effects and could be considered a supreme treasure. In reality, this was not the case. The Divine Ancient Pill was extremely expensive to manufacture, and the people who had taken it so far did not have any obvious effects on their bloodline ancestral forms, much less awaken their bloodline memories. For this reason, the price-to-performance ratio of this pill was extremely low. The Heavenly Demon Hall naturally couldn't spend so much money to develop it, so they only kept one. This pill doesn't seem to be very precious, Zhao Feng quietly said to himself. If this pill was truly priceless, the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall would not have had this expression when he took it out. But Zhao Feng didn't care and just took it. What use is he taking the Divine Ancient Pill at a time like this? He might have mistaken the Divine Ancient Pill for some other pill that increases fighting power. After all, this pill was developed by the Heavenly Demon Hall. No one in the outside world knows about it. He must have obtained a treasure or a legacy related to a god eye. Although ancient god Netherspring's words were just conjectures, they were extremely convincing. After all, Zhao Feng's eye was a god eye. This was far too absurd and unbelievable. But Zhao Feng didn't care about any of this. The moment the seal was undone, the dreamy divine light exuded by the dreamy ball of light seemed to change something about him. He suddenly felt like his mind had become clear, his mind as calm as still water. His thoughts became extremely quick, and the god's spiritual eye's most basic vision abilities were also greatly strengthened. For example, his see-through ability allowed him to see through more objects, and his long-range vision allowed him to see even further. What's going on here? Zhao Feng was stunned. Was this the effect of the divine ancient pill? He was confident that if he stopped fighting and entered seclusion, he would be able to make significant progress. Die. Upon receiving ancient god Netherspring's order, the Devil Saint God duo charged at Zhao Feng. Although Zhao Feng took a long time to react, his reaction speed was even faster than normal. Swish! Zhao Feng immediately blinked away, putting some distance between him and the Devil Saint God duo. Since I can't comprehend it in peace, I'll comprehend it in battle. Zhao Feng's eyes flashed as he charged at a rank 7 ancient god. At the same time, his left eye exploded with astonishing eye intent. Forbidden illusion lost world. Wind lightning eye flame. Zhao Feng's 2-eye bloodline techniques were unleashed seamlessly, and even Zhao Feng was alarmed by the speed at which they were used. Crack! The rank 7 ancient god had a dazed expression as he was struck by a ball of soul lightning flame. As he struggled and screamed, the rank 7 ancient god was slain. With the origin seal undone, Zhao Feng's god eye was much more powerful. How could an ordinary rank 7 ancient god stop it? So strange. After killing this person, Zhao Feng paused for a moment. The sensation of using eye bloodline techniques just now was extremely strange. Those 2-eye bloodline techniques were unleashed so quickly that Zhao Feng felt like it was all unreal. It was like the eye bloodline techniques were unleashed the moment he thought of using them. Perhaps these 2-eye bloodline techniques are rather low level. This was the only thing Zhao Feng could think of. The eye bloodline techniques were too low level, and Zhao Feng was extremely familiar with them, so he was able to unleash them at a much higher speed. Besides this, he had gained an even deeper understanding of these eye bloodline techniques after unleashing them just now. The wind lightning eye flame was a low-level eye bloodline technique. It was almost perfect, and there was no way to improve its technique. The forbidden illusion lost world was also rather low level, but there was still room for improvement. He could fuse demonic eye invasion, mind assault, and other illusion techniques onto this foundation to increase the power of the forbidden illusion lost world. With this thought in mind, Zhao Feng split off a part of his mind and began to improve the forbidden illusion lost world. Evil demon slash! Holy light fairy spirit sword! As Zhao Feng was thinking, the Devil Saint God duo launched a sneak attack. The image of a massive sword and saber, one black and one white, swept toward Zhao Feng with a destructive momentum. I'll play with you for a bit. Zhao Feng stared forward, his eyes surging with chaotic and vigorous energy. In a flash, the image of a dark star appeared around Zhao Feng, exuding an immense pressure. Crack! A moment later, a chaotic ball of dark light collided with the Devil Saint God duo's attack. Boom! Bang! The two fiercely clashed, and after a few moments, they were turned to dust. How could this be? This brat's eye bloodline technique is actually on par with our combined attack. The Devil Saint God duo were flabbergasted. Zhao Feng had been dodging the entire time and hadn't clashed with them, but now that they clashed, they were once more severely injured. It seems like I was mistaken just now. Zhao Feng ignored the Devil Saint God duo and muttered to himself. This time, his eye bloodline technique wasn't instantaneous. But even though he had confirmed that what he saw just now might have been a mistake, Zhao Feng still felt uncertain. Within the God Eye dimension, the dreamy silver ball slightly spun, exuding a dreamy and dazzling light that seemed to contain all the colors of the world. Not even Zhao Feng noticed that his soul was being constantly transformed by this light. Damn! His eye bloodline technique is too powerful. Isn't he afraid that his bloodline won't be able to endure using his eye bloodline like this? A few low-level ancient gods retreated in fear, not daring to approach Zhao Feng. Your Excellency, is it still not done? An ancient god who knew of ancient god Netherspring's plan messaged. If this continued, the other ancient gods would all be killed, and ancient god Netherspring wouldn't be able to fight back against Zhao Feng's group. Not good! Zhao Feng's left eye suddenly sensed something, and he immediately looked into the distance. After many layers of see-through ability, Zhao Feng finally saw 8 people concealed within a domain. 8 people! God Eye Fusion Art! Zhao Feng grimaced. He had always been on guard against this move. The moment his opponent was about to use it, he would immediately interrupt it. But ancient god Netherspring had been secretly scheming and had avoided Zhao Feng's detection range. Now that his opponent had begun to use the God Eye Fusion Art, he had to stop him. Swish! The moment he noticed this, Zhao Feng blinked forward. Hurry and stop him! Ancient god Netherspring bellowed. He hadn't expected for Zhao Feng to notice it ahead of time, but there shouldn't be any problems. However, there shouldn't be any problems. By the time Zhao Feng realized it, the 8 people had already begun. As expected, Zhao Feng had no way of stopping them. But there was always an exception, and ancient god Netherspring didn't want to gamble on this. Whoosh! The fastest of the Heavenly Demon Hall members, the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon, cast aside ancient god Luo Ling and transformed into a bolt of lightning in pursuit. Within the concealment array, the origin energies of the 8 God Eye descendants floated in the air. The 8 God Eye descendants began to form spells in unison, controlling their origin energy to fuse with their other energies. Chapter 1347. When the 8 of them controlled their origin energies and fused them together, the astonishing energy was no longer something that the concealment array could conceal. God Eye Fusion Art! So Elder Netherspring already had a brilliant plan! Some of the Heavenly Demon Hall members who were unaware immediately became excited. Everyone was well aware of the power of the God Eye Fusion Art. Once the 8 of them succeeded in condensing this new energy, these intruders would all die without a grave. But this secret art had a major flaw. It could not be interrupted while it was being used. But now, the momentum was already set. Even if Zhao Feng rushed over, he wouldn't be able to stop the 8 of them. He would just be sending himself to his death. It's over! Ancient god Luo Ling was alarmed. This was the first time she had felt such danger since breaking into rank 9. She had also seen this secret art before and was deeply fearful of it. Once this secret art succeeded, it could almost decide the outcome of the battle. Ancient god Luo Ling was in a dilemma. If she fled now, there was still time, but Zhao Feng was doomed. If she charged over to stop the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon and buy time for Zhao Feng, she would probably die if she failed. Whoosh! Ancient god Luo Ling hesitated for only a few moments before charging forward. Stop! Ancient god Luo Ling's body flickered in and out of existence, seemingly fused with the air as she pursued the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon. Void Spirit Slash! Ancient god Luo Ling continued to close the distance with the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon. She swung the silver scimitar in her hand, unleashing a crescent of energy. But as a samsara immortal body, the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon completely ignored this and focused on pursuing Zhao Feng. Swish! Zhao Feng flew at the very front, his body blinking back and forth, but the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon was right behind him. If Zhao Feng paused for even a moment, the Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon would catch up. Thus, Zhao Feng had no chance to use instant movement. As the origin energies released by the 8 gradually fused together, Zhao Feng pushed his left eye to its limits and attempted to use an eye bloodline technique. All he needed to do was heavily injure a few of them and interrupt the secret art. Of the 8 God Eye descendants, only 2 were rank 8 ancient gods. The rest were around rank 7. Although Zhao Feng could sense that there was a peak rank 8 ancient god guarding the 8, his eye bloodline technique was instantaneous, so he was confident that this person would find it very difficult to react. However, as he was about to execute his eye technique, Zhao Feng realized that his eye technique could not lock onto the 8 people. Haha, we're well aware of your eye technique. There's not only a concealment formation here, there's also a spatial disruption formation. One of the 8 space-time god eye descendants noticed that Zhao Feng had used an eye bloodline technique but hadn't used it, and he loudly laughed. Oh no, how did this happen? Ancient god Luo Ling had a grim expression. Hee hee. Many of the Heavenly Demon Hall members gave smiles of confidence. Ancient god Netherspring was particularly proud of his plan. I see. Zhao Feng's face darkened. He had to admit that ancient god Netherspring's plan was extremely thorough, taking into account all the factors involved. Even if Zhao Feng launched a long-range attack, the peak rank 8 ancient god next to the 8 would still have many ways to block it. Is there no other way? Zhao Feng was extremely unwilling. Once their secret art was successfully used, Zhao Feng would have to rely on the power of the blood flame Qilin race to resolve the crisis. He still didn't know just how terrifying the energy produced by the fusion of these 8 god eyes would be. Perhaps he would need the entire blood flame Qilin race to resolve the crisis. As Zhao Feng was thinking, the dreamy silver ball in his god eye dimension began to spin faster, unleashing even more dazzling and dreamy origin energy. No, there should be another way. Zhao Feng's eyes focused as he stared at the origin energies that were about to fuse together above the heads of the 8. My god's spiritual eyes' origin energy can counter their energy. Perhaps I can find a way to break through. Zhao Feng clearly remembered the first time he used the god eye fusion art. At the time, Sacred King Samsara was controlling that mysterious energy, but with the appearance of the god's spiritual eyes' origin energy, Zhao Feng became the controller and the leader. The second time he used the god eye fusion art was in the ruins of the Heaven's Legacy race. At the time, Zhao Feng had fused his origin energy into his eye bloodline technique, dealing a destructive blow to the energy produced by the god eye fusion art. In the end, they suffered grievous losses. If there was a way to counter the god eye fusion art, it was the power of the god's spiritual eye. Let's do it. A hint of madness and excitement appeared on Zhao Feng's face. A moment later, all the origin energy in the god eye dimension was gathered in his left eye. In a flash, Zhao Feng's left eye exploded with a dazzling light that seemed to reflect all the colors of the world. God eye energy. In a flash, all the god eye descendants could once more clearly sense the god eye energy on Zhao Feng's body. But at this moment they were all sure that Zhao Feng had come into contact with a god eye or obtained a treasure related to a god eye. What's he doing? The Thunder Flame Ancient Dragon following closely behind Zhao Feng instantly revealed a look of shock. It was the closest to Zhao Feng, and the myriad colors radiating from the 5-colored mist made its heart inexplicably tremble and give rise to a feeling of helplessness. Earth-shaking Nova! Zhao Feng gathered all his origin energy and used a powerful eye bloodline technique. The earth-shaking nova was a technique that gathered all kinds of energy together and used the chaotic and contradictory collisions to instantly produce a powerful explosive force. But at this moment, the earth-shaking nova only contained the origin energy of Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye. Boom! A dreamy ball of starlight suddenly appeared around Zhao Feng's body, and in a flash, it shot toward the 8 people using the god eye fusion art. At the same time, the peak rank 8 ancient god next to the 8 stepped forward. His mission was to use every method at his disposal to protect the 8 people using the secret art. What sort of attack is this? The 8 of them, who were executing their secret techniques, looked at the rapidly approaching dreamy star from a distance. They had a feeling that they couldn't resist it. At this moment, one of the 8 shouted, "Not good! The fusion is becoming unstable." At the same time, the others also noticed this. The origin energies that were on the verge of fusing together to produce a new energy suddenly began to throb. For some reason, they suddenly found it difficult to control their own origin energies. Put more effort! We have to fuse them! The strongest rank 8 ancient god of the 8 immediately called out. Only people who were not skilled in this secret art would experience this sort of situation. They had all been handpicked by ancient god Netherspring and were extremely familiar with the god Eye fusion art. How could something like this happen? If they failed, what face would they have left to face the upper echelon of the heavenly demon hall? The 8 of them did their best to control and fuse their origin energies. But they discovered that the conflict was getting more intense and difficult to control. How could this be? A god Eye descendant said in fear. Could it be that dreamy star? Someone called out in alarm. The closer the dreamy star Zhao Feng released got, the harder it was for them to control their origin energies, and the harder it was to fuse them. How could this be? The strongest rank 8 expert had a look of disbelief on his face. There was no way to break the god Eye fusion art, and the energy produced by the secret art had never encountered a nemesis. But now, something strange had occurred. Boom! The dreamy star smashed down. The peak rank 8 ancient god immediately burned his divine power and activated his defensive divine artifacts and other defensive techniques. At this moment, the 8 god Eye descendants in the back cried out in alarm. Not good! I lost control. I can't control it. The 8 god Eye descendants grimaced. When Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique descended, their origin energies actually broke free of their control. This was equivalent to being attacked while using the god Eye fusion art and having it interrupted. Brum! The source energy that had gone out of control erupted, creating a wave of destructive energy. The peak rank 8 ancient god who was preparing to fend off the dreamy star never would have imagined that something like this would happen behind him. Run! The peak rank 8 threw caution to the wind and fled. As for the 8 god Eye descendants, the moment their god Eye fusion art failed, they also fled. Boom! Bang! Crash! The dreamy star and the 8 origin energies collided. To everyone's surprise, the 8 source powers disappeared in an instant. Like a flame meeting ice water, the arrogant flame disappeared without a trace in an instant. After destroying the origin energies, the dreamy star exploded, unleashing a terrifying storm of energy that obliterated everything in its path. After the storm passed, an incomparably huge empty hole appeared there, and there was nothing in it. The 8 god Eye descendants, including the peak rank 8, had been obliterated. Success! Zhao Feng was dazed for a few moments, and then he smiled in elation. He also hadn't expected that using so much origin energy at once would throw the god Eye fusion art into chaos, and cause it to ultimately go out of control. Didn't this mean that he had become the bane of the god Eye fusion art? As long as the heavenly demon hall used this secret art, Zhao Feng could instantly cause the secret art to go out of control, creating a chaotic explosion that could even kill the user. Other than Zhao Feng, all the members of the heavenly demon hall were instantly petrified, the shock on their faces seemingly impossible to fade. A few moments later, the crowd was in an uproar. The god Eye fusion art was suddenly interrupted, and both the user and the protector were killed. This was a result that no one had expected. How could this be? Why did the god Eye fusion art that was on the verge of success suddenly end up like this? Ancient god Netherspring furiously roared. All of this was far too incomprehensible. Just as they were about to achieve complete victory, such a sudden change occurred. It was as if a cooked duck had flown away. What other skills do you have? Just take them out. Zhao Feng suddenly turned around and placed his hands behind his back in a proud posture. He had completely destroyed the trump card that the Heavenly Demon Hall had carefully prepared. The Heavenly Demon Hall's morale had plummeted, and in terms of fighting power, they were no match for Zhao Feng's side. Damn, just how did you destroy the god Eye fusion art? Ancient god Netherspring stared in fear at Zhao Feng. Chapter 1348. Outside the Heavenly Demon Hall, above the Arctic Abyss, the upper echelon members of the Spacetime Sacred Land and the Heavenly Demon Hall were locked in a standoff. What was that just now? The gray-scaled elder's pitch-black eyes flashed as he glanced at the heavenly demon hall deep underground. In that instant just now, a power that even he could not fathom had suddenly spread out from the heavenly demon hall. He even wondered if this was a trump card the space-time's sacred land had prepared. What happened? Ancient God's scarlet firmament's expression darkened. That unknown energy just now had caused even his eye of space-time to tremble. He didn't know the specifics, but he could speculate that ancient God Luo Ling had not used that unknown energy. For this reason, ancient God's scarlet firmament was rather worried about ancient God Luo Ling's safety. Within the heavenly demon hall, ancient God Nether Spring glared at Zhao Feng, his heart seething with indescribable hatred and rage. This intruder had left the heavenly demon hall in shambles and completely overturned all of ancient God Nether Spring's plans. He had lost to Zhao Feng. After destroying the God Eye fusion art, Zhao Feng had been secretly observing the god's spiritual eye. Just now, he had poured out a large amount of origin energy. The origin energy in the dreamy silver ball had somewhat stabilized and was no longer as violently fluctuating as before. Based on his observations, it wouldn't be long before the dreamy silver ball returned to normal. However, Zhao Feng sensed that the god's spiritual eye's abnormality after taking the divine ancient pill had changed him in some other way, though he hadn't noticed it yet. Kill! Zhao Feng stopped thinking about it. It was better to settle the matter in front of him first. A moment later, ancient god Luo Ling, the black destruction serpent dragon, Zhao Wang, and the little thieving cat all attacked. They followed Zhao Feng's orders and first killed the weak. Swish! Zhao Feng blinked toward a rank 8 ancient god, the 9 lightning soul refining mirror in his hand exploding with lightning. In a flash, 7 lightning chains shot forward and imprisoned the ancient god's soul. Death corrosion! This rank 8 ancient god was a death god eye descendant, so he immediately used a death eye bloodline technique to block the power of the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. But Zhao Feng would never give him the chance. Tribulation lightning eye flame! The Tribulation Lightning Eye Flame instantly formed and was activated. At this moment, Zhao Feng didn't seal his origin energy, so the power of his Tribulation Lightning Eye Flame was much stronger than normal. Boom! In a flash, the rank 8 ancient god's soul was engulfed in lightning. If Zhao Feng hadn't used the 9 lightning soul refining mirror to reduce the power of this Tribulation Lightning Eye bloodline technique, that rank 8 ancient god would have been instantly killed by Zhao Feng. Buzz buzz buzz. As the lightning chains dragged, the other party's soul was absorbed by the 9 lightning soul refining mirror. On the other side, ancient god Luo Ling's speed far surpassed that of the Thunderflame ancient dragon. While she fought with it, she still had a chance to attack the other low-level ancient gods. The little thieving cat was even more elusive, with so many techniques that not even ancient god Netherspring could defend against it. In less than a moment, the heavenly demon hall's side suffered heavy casualties, with only a few people left. This was especially so for those who were not strong. They looked flustered and kept their guard up. Gather together! Ancient god Netherspring ordered. In a head-on battle, none of them were a match for Zhao Feng's group, and Zhao Feng's group was still using the strategy of killing the weak first. In addition, the God Eye fusion art could no longer be used. Everyone saw just now that the 8 people who had used the God Eye fusion art had lost control of the secret art, and were more than dead. Whoosh! Whoosh! The rest of the members gathered around ancient god Netherspring. Damn! The Devil Saint God duo angrily and unwillingly called out. Ever since they became ancient god Netherspring's samsara immortal bodies, they had never suffered such humiliation. The remaining members of the Heavenly Demon Hall were also extremely furious. Retreat to the core area! Ancient god Netherspring led the remaining members in retreat. The core area was an important area of the Heavenly Demon Hall, and it was filled with many traps. The core area was surrounded by forbidden mechanical weapons that could kill rank 9 ancient gods. As long as they could return to the secret hall, they would basically be safe. You're gathering together so that I can kill them more easily? Zhao Feng coldly laughed. His tribulation lightning eye flame could be activated the moment it locked onto a target, and had no trajectory. It was even more inconvenient for these people to move together. This meant that it was easier for Zhao Feng to lock onto them. Tribulation lightning eye flame! Zhao Feng locked onto a random person and unleashed his tribulation lightning eye bloodline technique. Crack! Caught off guard, an ancient god Nether Springs team was slain. This sight caused the other ancient gods to tremble in fear. Void Spirit Slash! Ancient god Luo Ling's cold face was tinged with excitement. She had been hiding all this time to avoid pursuit, but now, she had a chance to hunt down the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall. Ancient god Luo Ling's attacks were also extremely powerful. Only ancient god Nether Spring and the Thunder Flame ancient dragon could stop them, the others could only watch. This place was rather far from the core area's secret hall. Not even halfway there, all the other members of the Heavenly Demon Hall had been killed, leaving only the Thunder Flame ancient dragon, the Devil Saint God duo, and ancient god Nether Spring. One could also say that ancient god Nether Spring was the only one left, as the other three were his samsara immortal bodies. However, Zhao Feng, ancient god Luo Ling, and the others had also expended enormous amounts of energy. Zhao Feng had been using his origin energy this entire time, and his eye intent was also almost completely exhausted from using eye bloodline techniques. Ancient god Luo Ling had only just broken into rank 9, and her reserves had not been consolidated. She was far inferior to the Thunder Flame ancient dragon and ancient god Nether Spring. When it's possible to forgive, one should forgive. Besides, you've obtained so many benefits from the Heavenly Demon Hall. Ancient god Nether Spring resentfully stared at Zhao Feng. Although ancient god Luo Ling had the highest cultivation of the two intruders, Zhao Feng was the most terrifying existence, and the main culprit behind his current state. I obtained them with my own strength. Zhao Feng's expression remained unchanged. In the ancient desolate realm of gods, strength was everything. The weak had no right to speak. If Zhao Feng didn't have his current strength and was surrounded by the Heavenly Demon Hall, would they have let Zhao Feng go? Thus, Zhao Feng's desire to kill these people would not change. I'll kill you two first. Zhao Feng suddenly turned his eyes to the Devil Saint God duo. 9 Lightning Soul Refinement. 7 chains of lightning suddenly shot out of the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror. Don't! The Devil Saint God duo cried out in shock. The 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror was a divine artifact that countered samsara immortal bodies. Once their souls were extracted, they would truly be finished. Stop! Ancient god Nether Spring and the Thunder Flame ancient dragon both attacked. Although the Devil Saint God duo were only peak rank 8s, when working together, they had the strength to contend against a rank 9. They could be considered powerful fighting forces in ancient god Nether Spring's hands. Celestial Wind Void Spirit Slash! Ancient god Luo Ling immediately attacked, unleashing a silver-white blade of energy that engulfed the Thunder Flame ancient dragon. The little thieving cat, on the other hand, activated its silver blade and unleashed a sealing energy to stop ancient god Nether Spring. Swish! 7 chains of lightning bound the Devil Saint God duo together. At the same time, Zhao Feng aimed a Tribulation Lightning Eye Flame at the pair. The Tribulation Lightning Eye Flame contained origin energy and possessed terrifying power. Even though the two of them were working together, they found it very difficult to resist. Collect! Zhao Feng put all his strength into the 9 Lightning Soul Refining Mirror to drag away the weakened souls of the Devil Saint God duo. After doing all this, Zhao Feng's eye intent was almost completely depleted. On the other side, only the Thunder Flame ancient dragon and ancient god Nether Spring were left. Both of them were rank 9 ancient gods and samsara immortal bodies, making them rather difficult to kill. But even if he couldn't kill them, he couldn't let them have it easy. Zhao Feng's group continued to pursue ancient god Nether Spring and the Thunder Flame ancient dragon, heedlessly unleashing powerful attacks. Although they had samsara immortal bodies, they still felt the pain of their bodies being torn apart. The attacks of Zhao Feng's group tore apart their bodies again and again, causing screams to echo through the air. Above the Arctic abyss, the battle between ancient god's scarlet firmament and the gray-scaled elder was intensifying. At a certain moment, the gray-scaled elder received a message from ancient god Netherspring. In a flash, his face contorted in shock and rage. Black clouds surged and roared, a clear indication of his intense emotional upheaval. To think that it would end up like this! The gray-scaled elder's cold and sinister voice drifted through the air. The Heaven's legacy cat had escaped, the treasury had been plundered, and the heavenly demon hall was in shambles. And ancient god Netherspring still had no way of dealing with those two intruders. Based on what ancient god Netherspring had said, the gray-scaled elder naturally took the intruders to be members of the space-time sacred land. Ancient god Scarlet Firmament's expression flickered. His opponent was suddenly behaving strangely, as if he wasn't happy. From the gray-scaled elder's rage, ancient god Scarlet Firmament could deduce that ancient god Luoling was probably fine. Don't think that just because you're from the space-time sacred land that you can do whatever you want, the gray-scaled elder coldly said. Ancient god Netherspring's explanation had infuriated him. But the final result would not change. It's you who's doing whatever you want. Ancient god Scarlet Firmament was also infuriated. I truly did underestimate you. I didn't think that the space-time sacred land would have such a person. The gray-scaled elder gave a sinister smile. The person he was referring to was naturally Zhao Feng. Ancient god Scarlet Firmament revealed a strange expression. In his view, the heavenly demon hall still had experts presiding over it, so ancient god Luoling's operation would not go very smoothly. But from the gray-scaled elder's words, it seemed like the heavenly demon hall had suffered a major loss. But everything is over. All of you will be buried here, the gray-scaled elder continued. After saying this, the gray-scaled elder rapidly retreated, putting some distance between him and ancient god Scarlet Firmament. What do you mean? Ancient god Scarlet Firmament's eyes turned as he felt an ill foreboding. Suddenly, he sensed a life-or-death crisis. He turned around and looked behind him. In the distant sky was a pitch-black expanse of death energy, devoid of any life. And in the middle of these endless black clouds was an unremarkable figure. The moment he saw this person, ancient god Scarlet Firmament's soul trembled in fear. Swish! A moment later, this unremarkable black figure appeared in the Arctic abyss, in the middle of the battlefield between the upper echelon members of the two factions. At the same time, everyone present felt the world shake as an irresistible divine might engulf the world. In a flash, all of them vomited blood, their souls trembling uncontrollably. The world was pitch black, and all they could see was a boundless black fog. Everyone felt like they had arrived in another world where their lives were no longer in their control. God Lord! Ancient god Scarlet Firmament's face was pale as he stared in fear at the black figure in the center of this pitch-black world. Chapter 1349. Within the heavenly demon hall, Zhao Feng, ancient god Netherspring, and the others in pursuit suddenly trembled. All of them felt like a dreadful energy was hanging over their heads. What's going on? This majestic energy is coming from outside. Ancient god Luoling paled as she blurted out in shock. Just this majestic energy was able to seep into the defensive array from outside and into the heavenly demon hall, striking fear into everyone's hearts. It was hard to imagine just how terrifying the expert exuding this energy was. This energy, haha, all of you are finished! The fleeing ancient god Netherspring suddenly stopped and then began to madly laugh. A power that could make even a rank 9 ancient god like him feel such fear, and that death energy and eye reaction meant that ancient god Netherspring was sure that a god lord expert had arrived at the heavenly demon hall. When the Heaven's legacy cat was captured, the heavenly demon hall had sent a message. The matter of the Heaven's legacy cat was extremely important, so the higher-ups had sent a god lord to personally come. Of course, this god lord would also take away all the treasures and research results accumulated by the heavenly demon hall. What's going on? Zhao Feng felt uneasy, but he had expended too much of his eye intent at this moment. It was simply impossible for him to see through the heavenly demon hall and the Arctic abyss tens of thousands of feet long. "Ha, the Lord God Lord has descended. Do you think you troublemakers will be able to survive?" Ancient God Netherspring spoke without any hesitation. He wanted to see the fear on the faces of Zhao Feng's group. "God Lord!" Ancient God Luo Ling's heart trembled as she sensed that the situation was bad. The strongest member of their team this time was Ancient God Scarlet Firmament. However, they were members of the space-time sacred land, so this God Lord probably wouldn't make things difficult for them. "The God Lord is here!" Zhao Feng's body trembled. On the surface, the leaders of the ancient desolate realm of gods were usually ancient gods. God Lords were supreme experts that were rarely seen in tens of thousands of years, perhaps even hundreds of thousands of years. It was rumored that a God Lord's rage could destroy the world. Even the calm Zhao Feng began to panic at this moment. He was not like ancient God Luo Ling, who had the protection of the space-time sacred land. Behind him was the spirit race, and their deterrence was far inferior to that of a divine realm holy land. Moreover, Zhao Feng had destroyed the heavenly demon hall to such an extent and had killed countless members. That God Lord had no reason to let him go. At this moment, even if Zhao Feng used all his trump cards, he wouldn't be able to hurt the Divine Master at all. In fact, if some of his secrets were exposed, he might even be targeted by the Divine Master. The only way to survive was to pretend to be a member of the space-time sacred land and have ancient God Luo Ling help him. But if Zhao Feng left and ran into the people of the space-time sacred land, he might be exposed. Whoosh! Zhao Feng took out several soul-nourishing ingredients and consumed them to recover his energy. At the same time, he put away the space-time robe and sealed his origin energy. "God Lord!" The flames on the black destruction serpent dragon's body instantly disappeared, and it turned into a black-scaled male with an expression of fear. His master was Zhao Feng, and if even Zhao Feng found it difficult to self-detonate, the black destruction serpent dragon would be in even more danger. The black destruction serpent dragon was extremely unwilling to accept this. Its cultivation was now far above its previous level, and it had even obtained the reverse scale of the destruction dragon race. It had a chance of reaching the peak of the ancient god realm, perhaps even becoming a god lord. In the outside world, the world was pitch black, a world of endless darkness and death. Everyone's life and death seemed to be in the hands of another. Everyone trembled as they resisted the enormous pressure and stared at the center of this world of death, at the person who held their fates in his hands. He had a head of white hair, and his withered face exuded a dignified aura. His pitch-black eyes were like black holes of death that devoured all life. "It's a god lord!" Ancient God Scarlet Firmament stared at this person in shock. Only a god lord could possess such power. Moreover, Ancient God Scarlet Firmament sensed that this person was no ordinary god lord. The moment this god lord appeared in this world, everything revolved around him. Even if Ancient God Scarlet Firmament wanted to use space-time intent to escape, it would be extremely difficult. How could a god lord descend? The other members of the space-time sacred land were stunned by Ancient God Scarlet Firmament's words. In this pitch-black world, they sensed that their vitality was constantly being drained away, and this was just the energy that this person was unintentionally exuding. "Lord Heavenly Solitude, I didn't think that you would personally come." The gray-scaled elder respectfully bowed. At the same time, all the members of the Heavenly Demon Hall got down on their knees. This faction truly isn't simple. It even has such a powerful god lord. Ancient God Scarlet Firmament mentally muttered in shock. "You are Scarlet Firmament?" God Lord Heavenly Solitude suddenly turned to Ancient God Scarlet Firmament. This casual glance placed immense pressure on Ancient God Scarlet Firmament. The surrounding black mist of death began to gather around Ancient God Scarlet Firmament, devouring his vitality even faster. "Yes!" Ancient God Scarlet Firmament circulated all his energy to resist the worldly energy of God Lord Heavenly Solitude as he stared straight at him. They were members of the space-time sacred land, and he was the disciple of the space-time god. Ordinary god lords would not dare to do anything to him. Moreover, this god lord didn't seem to be an expert of a god realm's sacred land. Thus, ancient god Scarlet Firmament was not afraid. He was confident that as long as he gave a sufficient reason, God Lord Heavenly Solitude would not make things difficult for them. God Lord Heavenly Solitude looked at ancient god Scarlet Firmament and faintly smiled. Whoosh! He suddenly extended his palm toward the heavenly demon hall at the bottom of the Arctic abyss. Origin energy that ordinary people could not sense began to exude from God Lord Heavenly Solitude's hand. A moment later, the entire Arctic abyss began to fiercely tremble. At a glance, it seemed like the entire earth was shaking and on the verge of splitting apart. This is the power of a God Lord. This is practically capable of changing the world. A space-time sacred land ancient god's eyes went wide as he blurted out in shock. Everything beneath their feet was quaking, and the mountains, rivers, and earth were all shattered. What's he doing? Ancient god Scarlet Firmament's expression tightened. He sensed that this god lord was not playing by the rules. Rise! God Lord Heavenly Solitude called out. Rumble! The earth beneath everyone's feet began to crumble apart. A moment later, an enormous black ball of light began to slowly rise into the air. This? Ancient god Scarlet Firmament stared in shock at this ball of light. Within this ball of light was a massive sealed building complex. This was clearly the entire Heavenly Demon Hall. The defensive array around the Heavenly Demon Hall was still active, and the many experts maintaining the array were all at a loss as to what to do. God Lord Heavenly Solitude had taken away the territory of a peak 4-star god. Ancient god Luo Ling! Ancient god Scarlet Firmament suddenly thought of something. God Lord Heavenly Solitude was clearly trying to move the entire Heavenly Demon Hall away, but ancient god Luo Ling was still inside. Lord Heavenly Solitude truly possesses divine strength, the gray-scaled elder said in a trembling voice, his face agitated. This sight was far too impactful. In addition, now that this matter had gotten so big, the Heavenly Demon Hall could no longer exist. He naturally understood God Lord Heavenly Solitude's actions. God Lord Heavenly Solitude nodded in silence. The black ball of light enveloping the entire Heavenly Demon Hall gradually shrank until it was only several hundred feet in size. In comparison, shrinking a dimension wasn't too difficult. The most difficult thing was that taking away such a massive piece of land required an enormous amount of energy. Whoosh! The black ball of light floated to God Lord Heavenly Solitude's side. The ground was now a scene of devastation. Within the Heavenly Demon Hall. What happened just now? Everyone asked in shock. They only sensed that the entire Heavenly Demon Hall was shaking, but they didn't know anything else. Let me see what's going on. Zhao Feng's eye intent had recovered a little, and if he used his see-through ability, he should be able to see what was going on outside. Swish! 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 He pierced through layer after layer. Meanwhile, Zhao Feng's expression warped again and again. This? In a daze, Zhao Feng didn't know how to express himself. Upon seeing through everything, he realized that the Heavenly Demon Hall was floating in the sky. In the sky was an enormous black-clothed man, as if he was the center of the world. This was a god lord. What sort of ability is this? Zhao Feng sighed in shock. He knew that it wasn't that his opponent had gotten bigger, but that they had gotten smaller. The entire Heavenly Demon Hall had gotten smaller. At this moment, God Lord Heavenly Solitude looked into the Heavenly Demon Hall and coldly laughed. For the Heavenly Demon Hall to be reduced to such a state, you have to pay the corresponding price. God Lord Heavenly Solitude looked at ancient god Scarlet Firmament and coldly said. All the members of the space-time sacred land were stunned by these words. Senior, the cause of this matter was the Heavenly Demon Hall capturing the people of the space-time sacred land. Ancient god Scarlet Firmament was also frightened and hurriedly explained. How many people from the space-time sacred land died? How many members of the Heavenly Demon Hall died? God Lord Heavenly Solitude coldly asked, his expression unchanged. For a time, the members of the space-time sacred land fell silent. That was not the way it worked. Can the people of the heavenly demon hall compare to the people of the space-time sacred land? A rank 9 ancient god finally couldn't hold it in any longer, and whispered. He was a top-class rank 9 ancient god that had come with ancient god Scarlet Firmament, and was second only to ancient god Scarlet Firmament. God Lord Heavenly Solitude's expression remained unchanged as if he hadn't heard. He looked at ancient god Scarlet Firmament and said, "I won't kill you, but they must all die." Ancient god Scarlet Firmament was the spacetime god's disciple, so God Lord Heavenly Solitude truly didn't dare to do anything to him. "See near this." Ancient god Scarlet Firmament grimaced and prepared to say something. Kaboom! Black fog surged through the world, transforming into savage ghost claws that attacked the space-time sacred land member who had just spoken. "No, spare me!" After a few screams, the black fog scattered, and the rank 9 ancient god was gone. As for God Lord Heavenly Solitude, he seemed to have done nothing at all. The scene instantly fell silent as the fear of death engulfed the minds of the space-time sacred land members. This God Lord actually dared to kill the people of the space-time sacred land on a whim. This sort of behavior would definitely enrage the space-time sacred land. Unless God Lord Heavenly Solitude's faction was on the same level as the space-time sacred land, he would be pursued by the space-time sacred land no matter where he fled to. Within the heavenly demon hall, Zhao Feng was also watching all of this in utter shock. He had always believed that the difference between a god lord and a rank 9 ancient god wasn't very large. Only today did he realize how naive he had been. Only a god lord could be considered a god of the ancient desolate realm of gods. Next! God Lord Heavenly Solitude's voice was like the pronouncement of death. At this moment, everyone except ancient god Scarlet Firmament of the space-time sacred land went stiff, their souls trembling in fear. Die! God Lord Heavenly Solitude's voice resounded, and the black fog of death in the world of darkness surged. But at this moment, God Lord Heavenly Solitude grimaced. This was the first time his expression had changed so much since he had arrived. "Stop!" An ancient and ethereal voice, one that seemed to come from a distant dimension, resounded through the world of darkness. At the same time, a bright light shone down from the sky. The world of darkness slowly began to crumble. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.